Hold on. Tech stuff. Refresh. What are you doing? Is this its own separate thing now? I considered its own separate broadcast. Hey, by the way, I guess you're here. I know it just posted Nintendo Direct on this one, but this is actually part 2. We're doing a breakdown. We just saw some Pokemon things. But, I don't know. OBS, Twitch, this was being weird. They decided to separate this into a part 2. Not sure how much longer this is gonna be. But, yeah, no, you're getting the alert that I just started a new stream. It's not a new stream. It's actually, we've been streaming for like about an hour and a half already. But OBS was like, hey, we're gonna throw some stuff in your cornflakes and make this into a separate part. We did a big analysis on Pokemon, and we did a big analysis on the Metal Gear part in the other thing, the main part of the showcase. I guess I'm gonna label this as Nintendo Direct Analysis Part 2 now, I guess. But, yeah, no, we are not yet done with the Nintendo Directs, because, yeah, no, we're actually doing the breakdown. We only saw a little bit of the Pokemon. DLC is gonna be Part 1, Part 2, Fall, Winter. We're doing freeze frames, analyses, some hidden information, like how the Pikmin 1 and 2 is getting a physical release, which they didn't mention in the Direct at all. You had to freeze frame and see the information to see about that. So, there you go. There's some stuff right there if you didn't get that part from Part 1. But anyway, we're going to continue on from Part 1. This is Part 2 of the Nintendo Direct from June 21st, 2023. We are resuming.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be one of your guides.
Doing freeze frames, slowdowns, stuff that we missed.
And I'll also be joining today.
This will be about like at least another half hour to an hour or so, because I consider this still part as Part 1.
Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. The first half of
Because like I was saying before, at least a 2-hour stream. We could combine this with Part 1 and Part 2 of the stream. The streams. You get about 2 hours.
More details on this DLC.
So if you haven't seen Part 1 of my analysis breakdown slash Nintendo Direct talk, go check that out too if you haven't. You're tuning in now because you got the alert that Jakato just went live for Nintendo Direct stuff. Yeah, no, this is technically Part 2, but you can still stay here because we are still doing breakdowns. We're still showing everything that people might have missed the first time around. Because there's some folks out there like, I saw the Nintendo Direct, ... Okay, that's it, I'm done, I'm out of here. No post thoughts, nothing else. We're done. We don't do that here. We do post thoughts, we do analysis, we do breakdowns, we show everything that people might have missed the first time around. Like here, what do we got here? Scarlet and Violet Special Terror Raid Battle Event available later today. Chest form Gimmighoul have been spotted. In 5-star raid battles, shiny chest form Gimmighouls may appear on rare occasions. Event schedule Wednesday 21st at 8 a.m. to Sunday, July 2nd. Kind of Pokemon Here's a better event. You have to download the latest Pokemon news, Pokemon Portal news. Okay, so yeah, update your games. Helpful items received for your Paldean treasure hunt. Receive a present of gold nuggets, rare candy, and a friend Pokeball. Enter the password of mystery gift in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Redemption period through until Monday, July 31st. Okay, so enter treasure hunt in your Pokemon games. If you have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, add the code word treasure hunt, get these free items.
Hope you'll participate in it.
Also, before they transition again, one more time, I'm just going to do a quick Twitter search real quick. Has anybody noticed any specific differences between the Japanese and the English Nintendo Direct? Japanese. We might also watch the Japanese one, depending if it's a big difference. Japanese Nintendo Direct. The Japanese Nintendo Direct sometimes has some stuff that isn't in the other ones. Fashion Dreamer hits Japan in the Japanese Nintendo Direct. That wasn't in the Japanese one. Let's see. Oh, they got a price point for the Japanese version of the Metal Gear Solid collection. Interesting. Huh. Okay, here's a major thing. Nobody's gonna talk about how the Japanese Nintendo Direct mentioned that it's Famicom's 40th anniversary? Really? They're not gonna talk about that? It seems like pretty big news. The Famicom's 40th anniversary, and they're not even gonna talk about it. At least not internationally. That's weird. That's some crazy stuff. Japanese version of the Nintendo Direct presented the game as Dragon Quest Monsters 3. Oh, okay. Japan has it with the 3, but the US doesn't? Okay, more Japanese Nintendo Direct. Some stuff reminded me of Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, but not exactly. Spiritual successor to Mystical Ninja starring Goemon? That wasn't in the English one? Weird. Okay, we might have to watch the Japanese Nintendo Direct then, huh? I don't mind. Give me the Japanese Nintendo Direct. I don't mind. Actually, let me get that over there. Okay, give me the Japanese. Give me the Japanese one. Also, stop the stream while I'm streaming. I want to stream while I'm streaming. That'd be weird. Japanese Nintendo Direct. Japanese Nintendo Direct. Japanese Nintendo. We're still gonna break down the English one, but I'm pulling up the Japanese one too, because apparently there's a couple of things in the Japanese one that didn't get in the English one. Which, what the heck, man? I know different demographics, but still, I feel like we're missing out. Me specifically, because I import video games, so I'm actually part of the demo that would pick it up on some of those Japanese video game releases. Okay, that's the Japanese Nintendo Direct. This is the English Nintendo Direct. Let me... Okay, yeah, okay, let me just go further in just to show that. There you go. Japanese. Let's see, any subtitles? Auto-generated. No translation yet. No translation on that, but back to this.
Hey, let's see our first batch of headlines.
It's a supersonic squad of superstars.
Okie
Sonic
dokie.
and friends are spin dashing into a brand new 2D side.
This we knew about from Summer Game Fest.
12 brand new zones await. Speed through beautiful worlds as Sonic. Take to the skies as Tails. Scale walls and glide as Knuckles.
Rougher than the rest of them.
Swing a powerful hammer as Amy Rose. By harnessing the incredible power of the Chaos Emeralds, you can summon a storm of clones, uncover hidden secrets, and so much more. And for the first time in the series, local co-op is available for up to 4 players.
Come on, man. Make it online, too. Can we get an online? Can you update for online? Additional accessories may be required for multiplayer mode, sold separately. You need other controllers, but I suppose if you're playing it on, like, the Steam version, you do, like, remote play or Parsec or something. But come on, man. Can we get it online? That'd be cool. Local's cool, but online, man.
4 players. Combine your power and take on the evil Dr. Eggman.
Which again, if you go back on these designs, they're definitely good with the classic. This feels like kind of like a successor to Mania without actually being a direct 2D pixel thingamajig and reusing some stages. Because it's a 3D version of a classic Sonic game. This feels, again, like with Mania being more like Sonic 4, the real Sonic 4. This feels more like a real traditional Sega sequel to the classic Sonics. Which I suppose, would this be Sonic 5? Wink, wink.
When Sonic Superstars launches on the Nintendo Switch
Fall 2023.
system
Good enough.
this fall. A cozy life is just around the corner.
Cozy.
Welcome to Palia. In this free-to-play adventure sim, create the idyllic life of your dreams alongside in-game characters and players.
Looks
from
pretty
all
good.
over the
Last
world.
Sonic gave a good chance. Was Rush on the DS.
Build-
Oh, okay. If you get the chance, if you haven't had the chance to play it, I highly recommend Sonic Mania. Really good. Made by a very good team. Often goes on sale for less than $5 US. Usually in the $10 ballpark, depending if you're getting the DLC. Any platform you recommend? Depends. What platforms you got? If I had to say one, it's not bad on the Switch. It's pretty good on the Switch. Steam, also pretty good. If you care about achievements, you could get it on modern day platform like PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. They're all really good. PS5, Switch, and PC here. Depends if you like portability. If you like the portability aspect, like being able to like, hey, I can play this game like on my couch or in bed or whatever, or wherever you go, then I'd say go for the Switch. If you care about achievements, then probably PlayStation or the Steam. If anything, I'd say probably maybe Steam, because that way it's backwards compatible with future, PC releases. So if you care about like backwards capabilities and achievements, Steam is pretty good. If you like portability, then Switch. Unless you're already thinking about getting a Steam Deck in the future, maybe, as a possibility. Because you can play PC games with keyboard and mouse or on controller or, as a portable thing. Then, yeah, then you get that Steam version on PC. Then it's verified. It works on the Steam Deck. Portability is pretty good. I have the physical version of Sonic Mania on Switch. So you can't go wrong with it. Especially it's got a reversible cover. You can make it look an old Sega Genesis game. But yeah, no. If you like the portability aspect and like having some Sonic games on Nintendo, then yeah, no, go for the Switch one. I double dipped. I have it on Steam and I have it on Nintendo Switch. I might actually have it on PlayStation as well because they might have given it away one time for free. I don't remember, but I definitely had the physical version on Nintendo Switch and I have it on Steam. So yeah, go for it. I was gonna go pick up a physical copy of Final Fantasy 16 this weekend, so look for Mania 2. Yeah, go for it. Also, awesome that you're getting Final Fantasy 16. Really good. Gonna get that at some point in the future. Definitely want to pick that up. Just have to see how that works in my budget. Not sure if I'll be able to get it on release because, them $70 game prices these days. But I am definitely gonna pick it up at some time in the future. I have, for those wondering, to reiterate, I am multi-platform. I am not tied to allegiances or anything. This is all just personal preferences for me because I had the Xbox, I had the PlayStation, I had the Nintendo, I have a PC, and I got the deck. So I usually pick whatever platform I'm feeling for those things. If I hear things about compatibility on PC not being so well, I go for the console version. If I hear things like, hey, this game's better on PC because it has mods, I go for the PC version. I am not tied by any particular platform. I go for what I'm feeling. I go for convenience. I go for deals. Like say, hey, I was thinking about picking up this game, but it's going to show up on Game Pass, so don't have to buy it. Because I'm already in for Game Pass for PC and Xbox. There you go. Or, hey, this game's free on PlayStation Plus. Sure, I'll go for that. The portability aspect on Nintendo, and I got the other games on Nintendo. Going for that on Nintendo. You know what I'm feeling? So, yeah. I'm gonna go get the game either on Steam or Switch. Yeah, I'm probably either gonna get, like, for the new Sonic, I'm probably gonna get Steam or Switch. I'm debating about that portability aspect, but also considering, as I mentioned, I have the Steam Deck. That's technically the PC version running portably, much like how a Switch does. And it'll have achievements. And has the ability to remote play, so I will be able to play multiplayer with people online. That's what I'm thinking. But I did reserve on the newsletter the Nintendo Switch version of the new Sonic game, because for some reason they left out the Steam version on there. I don't know why. But if you didn't know, if you go to the new Sonic video game website for the new version of the game, the new game that they got, the Sonic Superstars, not Sonic Mania. Again, if you want to pick up Sonic Mania, I recommend the Switch version or the Steam version. But Sonic Superstars, if you go to the website and sign up for their mailing newsletter, you get a free costume DLC for Amy. So you get modern Amy as a special costume. It's a free DLC. You get a free DLC right off the bat. If you just go to the website saying, here's my email. Send the code to this email. Bam. Give me all the Sonic Superstars news. And you could opt for more Sega news. You could opt for just Sonic-specific news. They give you all these different newsletter options. Just do one of those. And you pick your platform of choice, and you get, like, a DLC code for whatever platform of choice. Now, if you change your mind later on, see, what I'm going to do later is see if they updated to see if they have it for available for the Steam version. I'm going to sign up multiple emails for that newsletter, so any platform that I get to think of that I might get the game for, I'm just going to, get multiple codes for that and just put it for my different accounts. So if another double dip situation happens where I got it on Switch but then later get it on Steam because of some sale, then, already got the code. Don't have to buy that later. So, yeah. Go to the Sonic Superstars website and get your free Amy costume. But anywho, back to the direct analysis here.
Decorate your home plot, grow crops in your garden, and more. Play with other residents in online co-op or carve out your blissful life solo.
They just want to have a more adventurous
there's plenty of life
Animal Crossing Room Factory that's free to play. It doesn't seem too bad. I'll have to look up reviews for this sometime. Yeah, like free multiplayer games to play with the audience or with friends. Not bad.
What kind of coziness will you choose?
There are a lot of solo games like this, and my wife and I might actually give this one a try since it's co-op. Yeah, this has co-op, so hey, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I don't mind. Looks pretty interesting. Oh, unless you're talking about the Sonic. If you're talking about Sonic with co-op. Yeah, no, Sonic with co-op is also pretty fun, too. Yeah, no, lest we forget, that also has co-op. Yeah, local co-op up to 4 players. Steam version will have that remote play, or you can parsect it if you're playing on PC. Might do that with people. I might see, hey, anybody else picking up Sonic? And then we might play together or something. We'll see. Oh, you did meant the game that they were just showing. Okay, cool. I just covered my bases here because, like, oh wait, that would have been talking about Sonic stuff. Gotcha. You're talking about the online game, right? Okay, cool. And again, here we got some personas. We got the Tactics game here, which they did talk about the Xbox showcase, which did get confirmed for also PlayStation, confirming it now for Nintendo Switch. But is that Persona 3 remake also coming to Switch? I forget if they gave that a hard confirmation yet. They confirmed this one's coming. But we'll have to see. Also, cool benefits again. I normally play more Persona games on PlayStation because, they originally were PlayStation exclusive. I grew up with them on the PlayStation. However, again, tying back to how the video game price increased to $70 is definitely affecting my budgetary choices for games. Unless, of course, games do get sent, again, through the wish list, the Steam list, or, gift on there. Because anything sent to me, I am obligated to play. They do have these games coming out for Game Pass. The Persona 3 remake and Tactics games are coming out to the Game Pass. They're already gonna be on Game Pass, so that's gonna be something. So we have to see about that. Yep, here's all my things again. I might have to update these after the Nintendo Direct happened, but I do see a comment, EPAM saying, who cares about the P3 remake? It's only original content, no Fez or P3. That was actually a slight mistranslation. There are some benefits and some things from later entries, like direct party control and some other details that were not in the original game that are in the remake. It's not entirely one-to-one with the original. There are some differences. And mind you, when they were asked about that, there was nothing saying about DLC potentially for the future. About including Fez and or PT3 or Persona 3 portable stuff in the remake. They actually went back to that translation. They went back to that interview, and they actually specified some instances where, okay, this was actually not in the original game, but a benefit from one of the later entries. The initial game, the base game, is based off of the original. However, in the retranslation, some people went back to the interview. They went back to a direct talk about that. They actually retranslated it. They didn't leave out the possibility for DLC. So, for answer, no, I'm thinking of Armored Core, which comes out later, which I'm going to be picking up. The answer and Persona 3 portable stuff may still pop up as DLC. Because, yeah, if people do remember, in the original Persona 3, you only control the protagonist. You had to give orders to the other guys, but not direct orders. Like, it's like, I want you to do this thing, and they go against your orders because they think they're doing whatever's best for them. But, yeah, no. There are some enhancements that were in later iterations of Persona 3 that are popping up in the remake, even though it's supposed to be based off the original. Which I have to wait and see how it turns out. I'm pretty sure they'll announce it. But anyway, this Tactics games, though. This Tactics games, I am interested in because, as mentioned, I'm a very big fan of Tactics games. I'm a very big fan of grid turn-based strategy tactics games, much like Super Robot Wars, SD Gundam G Generation, Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics, Disgaea, like all that. I'm very big fans of those types of games. So I'm curious to see how Persona handles it. And again, they're going with the Persona 5 cast. I'm wondering how this fits because, you know, like they got that Persona Q2 stuff going in there. You got the dancing games. So many things with the Persona spin-offs where it's like, hey, they're spin-offs, but technically if you want to fit them in the timeline, here's where they would fit in. Not seeing any sketchy catchies here, so who knows when this happens. Is this around the time of Strikers or what? That's the question.
The Phantom Thieves return in this tactical spin-off of Persona 5. When the group ends up in an unfamiliar world, they must join forces with a revolutionary named Arena to combat the armies that have taken control. During battle, assess the situation and determine.
Oh, hold on. Let me actually break this down a little bit because they just showed turns left. Is this a you can only do it within a certain amount of turns type tactics game? Or was that only for that mission? Turns left for award. Oh, you get award. Okay, you get awards for based off how you perform. So if you do it within a certain amount of turns, I gotcha. There you go.
Assess the situation and determine whether to unleash.
Yeah, some missions may have turn limits. There also may be awards if you do it within a certain amount of turns. Yeah, that's true.
An attack up close, from afar, or using a persona.
That's an area attack. It's an AoE. Okay, cool, because sometimes they have turn-based strategy games where it's like, you got all these squares that you can do attacks or damage for, but not necessarily have an AoE attack or something. AoE attacks confirmed. So not just I moved right up to you next to the square, you have to be one square away from me to be able to attack you. Or 2 squares if it's a ranged attack.
Knock enemies down to perform another action called One More. Then surround your foes and take them out with dramatic
That
flair.
Shin Megami
using a
Tensei
new
1 more
all-out
mechanic
attack,
in tactics
Triple
form.
Threat.
Triple threat because it's only 3 of them
Fusion
instead of an
ability
all-out
from the
attack.
Persona series returns, allowing you to combine personas to form other ones. What is Arena's true
How do
objective?
personas, like that's what I want to know too. Like, if you can make different personas and stuff, how's that going to affect, like, what Itachi could do in a grid-based game? Versus, you know, when you had personas for direct attacks for turn RPG style. How's it work in grid style?
And what truths lie hidden in this strange world? A revolutionary tale will ignite when Persona 5 Tactica launches on
And that releases the day after my birthday. Okay. Well, maybe might have to put that on my birthday list. I just realized it comes out November 17th. I'll have to double check to be sure if that counts for every version, if that's the same release date for, like, say, the PlayStation version. Because if I were to pick it up, probably, maybe, well, I mean, it's a tactics game. Okay, here's my moral dilemma, because, again, I usually pick up these Persona games for PlayStation, because, you know, I got them all on PlayStation, I got all the cases, I want to get the physical versions, but this is a tactics game, which is really good for portability. And, you know, just chilling out, playing on the couch, playing in the bed. Do I get this for the Switch instead? I have to say there's any benefits. Like, you will have a game save of the other Persona games. Here's some bonus items, because some games do that, especially with Personas, actually. If you had a game save of, like, say, the original Persona 5 and you play Strikers, you get some stuff with that. So, that's my question. Do I get any benefits for, having game saves? That's my question. I'll have to look it up, but probably might consider picking this up if it's all November 17th, the day after my birthday. I know there's some other games coming around that time, but I'd add that to the potential birthday game list. If they're all that time, unless it's a Switch-specific release date. I have to double check. But still, gotta think about it. And yeah, how does this Persona fit in with everything? Because they like to say, this Persona take place during the festival, during the week that just got skipped over, and they lost their memories, but it's still canon. Because they bring it up in other Persona things. You know?
Nintendo Switch, November 17th. Pre-orders
Or it takes
for
place
the
after this
physical
game,
version of the game
or whatever.
begin today.
And physical
Please
pre-orders
check
already
your
begin.
local
Okay.
retailers. Step into a Saturday morning cartoon.
Nice.
Calling all heroes for the first-person roguelike adventure, Myth Force. Enter a high fantasy world inspired by Saturday morning cartoons of the past.
That's always fun.
It's up to you to stop the evil Daedalus from taking over, but it won't be easy. Treacherous tombs and cryptic castles.
Like the
threaten
cell
your
shading they got
survival.
on it. That kind of gives it that
Wield
80s
medieval
aesthetic.
weapons and legendary magic to smite hordes of monsters.
It's also interesting how they say Saturday morning cartoons, because that's not really a thing anymore.
Weapons.
Hard pressed to think of an actual Saturday morning cartoon block that's still going, because most things are on demand these days. I miss Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, you can watch cartoons on a Saturday morning, but it's not the same. Because they have all those commercial stuff in between, and they maybe have like a host that is hosting the block of whatever you call it. Like a Kids WB or a Fox Kids.
The adventure in online co-op. Drop in and out at any time as you face the many perils ahead. By the power of teamwork. Myth Force launches on the Nintendo Switch system this year.
Okay.
This Splatfest is going to be pretty sweet.
It's making me want ice cream, because I remember it's an ice cream themed Splatfest. But again, Splatoon 3, don't have Splatoon 3 yet. That's still on the throne/wish list. I want to get it at some point so I can play with Jerry and some of the other guys. I definitely know I want to get it at some point in the future. But again, so many games, so little time.
The next Splatfest for the Splatoon 3.
But if I did get it, I'd probably join in on Splatfest with them.
Okay, Squids, here's the theme. Which flavor
I had the other
ice cream
Splatoon
is-
games. I want to play the story for this Splatoon. I played the stories for Splatoons, but again, it's only so many games. As I was mentioning earlier, vanilla's vanilla. Can't go wrong with it. But if I had an option of a flavor, I want to get vanilla. Strawberry, probably my favorite flavor. I know some folks are allergic to it, and I feel for you. But if we're not talking strawberries, mint is also pretty up there on my favorites. Wouldn't call it my favorite, because again, strawberry is probably my favorite. But probably in my top 5, somewhere in my top 5. If strawberry wasn't on here, if it was like chocolate, vanilla, and a third flavor, normally they'd go strawberry. But if they had mint on there for some reason, I go with the mint on that. But maybe mint also filling in for chocolate a bit, because, you know, mint has those choco chips. If I had a ice cream of strawberry and mint chip, that'd be great. I like both of those flavors. I've had it before. Like, I went to like a Friendly's or a Baskin Robbins or something, and then you get like a strawberry ice cream and a mint. Not bad. Not bad. But that's just me. Again, people have different flavor preferences, but if I were to do this Splatfest, I would probably be a strawberry.
Best vanilla, strawberry.
Of course, I don't have Splatoon 3 right now, so I can't do that, but you know where my allegiance lies.
Shown on screen. These choices are delicious.
That's coming up next month.
Flavor to victory.
And not sure if I'd had Splatoon 3 by then, but who knows. Had to catch up with everybody else who's already been splatting since the game released.
More splattastic events are on the way. Be on the lookout
I love the
for more info
Splatoons.
in the future.
Had a lot of Splatoon 1, 2. And this right here, was totally unexpected. Make me wonder if they'll re-release the game or do some stuff with it on Nintendo Switch. Because it was a Pokemon, but not the Pokemon we're expecting. Let me just look up something real quick. Because the movie for this Pokemon released, and then almost everybody forgot about it. Not even sure if we're going to be getting a sequel, but we got it. We got something new with it. Let me just double check something real quick. Oh, wow, they already got a page for a lot of these things. You can pre-order and buy some of the stuff already. For the Nintendo Direct stuff. They already just put it already out there. I already knew what this was by hearing the music.
To promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Rhyme City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week.
Tim Goodman. Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu 2! Technically, it's not. They're not calling it 2. It's actually called Detective Pikachu Returns, coming out on October 6th this year. No prior announcements, just Detective Pikachu. Bam, we got it. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually decide to release Detective Pikachu 1 on here, but the other thing to note is they changed up the art style a bit since the 3DS game. That's why I'm thinking some people might not play Detective Pikachu 1. They might want to play the original game. They might re-release that on Nintendo Switch, but they definitely changed up the art style a bit, I want to say. If I compare the two, it seems a bit different.
You two are the ideal detective
It's, again,
duo.
crazy hearing
Disguises are a key part of
the
detective
gruff
work.
voice coming from Detective Pikachu.
So much for my coffee. Something tells me this is just the beginning. A light roast today, huh?
The game's gonna go retailing for about $49.99 USD. Okay, cool. It's actually like a little bit cheaper than the base price point now, because a lot of games releasing for like $70. I was about to say, they're gonna try doing the $70 tax on Detective Pikachu. Some people might be questioning it, but I was kind of expecting the 60, but hey, yeah, no, for $49.99 for the digital version, not bad. Not sure this would get a physical one. No news on a physical, but a new Detective Pikachu game, not bad. We have to look up the 3DS game just to confirm my suspicions, because I feel like there might be like a time skip between this one and the previous one, and a little bit of an art style change. And again, crazy we're getting a new Detective Pikachu game, because we had the movie, and then people were already expecting, like, hey, when's Detective Pikachu coming out on Switch? Hey, when's Detective Pikachu getting a sequel? We didn't get anything. Not even on the movie yet, but I guess they had to wait for more of a plot line. They had to get this game, so maybe now that we're getting a second Detective Pikachu video game, they come up with ideas for a sequel movie. They ended up doing it.
That was Detective Pikachu Returns. Looks like he's
I gotta see
still loves
the
coffee.
kid again.
What cases will tip?
Okay, yep, he's definitely, he got a glow up since the last game. Definitely a different art style. Definitely looking a lot older than he did in the previous game. His hairstyle is completely different.
Him and this tough-talking Pikachu solved together. More info will be revealed in the future.
Might also change things up, considering we also got
Next,
that movie, so they
please
might
take
make
a look at
references to the
this.
movie somewhere. You know, it's a different universe. Now here we go. I was thinking they're just gonna put this on the SNES Classic release. They might still do that when the new one comes out, but this is a remake. Why play that when you play the remake? And it outright says Mario House. They are really appreciating the releases for the stuff that they have here. It's pretty nice. They're definitely sticking with the original art style here. Yep, I got alert on my phone real quick. Just checking this out real quick. I got something on my phone. Gotta move that real quick. Also, I'm probably gonna plug this in because my phone is about to die on me. Let me see. Hold on one moment. Actually, I'll play this and then I'll play it back when I get back. So if you haven't seen this before, or for some reason you're tuning in right now and just seeing this for the first time, here you go. I won't mess around the moment with you on this. Here you go. Here's the experience again. And I'll dial it back on when I get back. 1 second. Alright, I'm back with some chips, but I'll let this play out and then we'll give it a breakdown. Because again, I grew up with this game back in the day. It's so crazy seeing this. Real 3D Geno. It's so crazy because they're mixing a little bit of the classic Mario designs that they had from Super Mario RPG Original with the modern day Mario designs. Like Bowser looks like a modern day Bowser as opposed to the Bowser from the 90s. Yoshi races. Where's Boshi? Okay, hold up. Okay. I said Persona Tactics coming after my birthday. Why'd you put this right next to it too? Why are so many games coming out the day after my birthday? That's 11/17/2020. Again, another game the day after my birthday. Now I gotta, like, unless I get it for, like, one of these as, like, a birthday gift, I gotta pick between Super Mario RPG and the new Persona Tactics game. Yeah, I gotta be wishlisting a couple of these, but I gotta figure out what game I'm getting for my birthday. Can't think about it too hard. I gotta be, like, absolutely certain and not deviate too much. Otherwise, I'll create the alternate universe of Jakato who, hey, I picked this one up for my birthday and I didn't get the other one. Like, oh, I picked up this one for my birthday to get the other one. Completely different universes. No. No split timeline here. If I'm absolutely certain and there's no other previous changes prior to deciding on what game, then majority of the universes will pick up the same game. Yes, that's how it works. Multiverse. Anyway. Let's go back one more time. Let me break this down. Can't even see the Mario house in that one, but then later they show it because you can see it in the up-close version of Mario house in the game. Oh, it's so good! And again, also pretty weird because it's like, still got the smaller RPG design for Peach, but at the same time combining it with her modern day look. And I just thought of something very important, because this is still Square Enix and this is an HD remake. We're gonna get Super HD CoolX, unless they still keep them in Super 2D dimensions, like in Final Fantasy IV style for SNES. Are we getting HD CoolX to look like a modern-day Final Fantasy villain? Or are we getting, like, still pixelated CoolX who realizes, whoa, you're in 3 dimensions now? I have so many questions. For those not familiar, there actually is a hidden boss in Super Mario RPG, because this game was made by Square Enix. They basically took a Final Fantasy IV boss originally created for this game, but more or less make it seem like he was supposed to be in Final Fantasy IV, and threw him into Super Mario RPG as a hidden boss with Final Fantasy Battle and windscreen music to fight the Mario Party in Super Mario RPG. And his whole thing was that he was still a Final Fantasy boss, so he was questioning, like, the 3 dimensions, because in Super Mario RPG, you can move around in 3 dimensions, like, it wasn't a 2D side-scroller or anything, or, like, for, like, an overhead view. You can basically move in, like, all 8 directions in Super Mario RPG. And CoolX was questioning the nature of the universe with that, and trying to conquer this 3-dimensional universe when he himself was a 2-dimensional boss, right? So, with this being an actual 3D remake, a modern remake of Super Mario RPG, I had to wonder if CoolX is still going to be pixelated, like, 2D, and it'd be like, whoa, you became even more 3D since the last time I was here. Like, is he gonna remember the last time? Or are they gonna go, like, full-on Final Fantasy HD monster? Like, modern Final Fantasy HD CoolX for this game, who plays and fights completely different. Because he'd be based off of modern Final Fantasies instead of, the older Final Fantasies. That's my question. In fact, let me just look up on, let me just say if anybody else tweeted about the possibility of CoolX. Let's see, CoolX. Anybody else started theorizing about CoolX? Yeah, I'm not prepared to see, a lot of, everybody's saying, I'm not prepared to see what CoolX looks like in HD. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and there's like a 3D render of the original Super Mario RPG promotional art with modern Mario designs. That's cool. Modern 3D Mario designs. It's really funny to think that Super Mario RPG wasn't in the NSO this entire time, not because of issues with Square Enix, but because they were actually remaking the entire game. That's wild. And again, everybody's like, I am not ready for CoolX to be in Super HD. I am matter. I am antimatter. I can see your past. I can see your future. I consume time, and I will consume you. How is that gonna work in Super HD? Is he still gonna be like pixels, or is he gonna be like modern day Final Fantasy boss? Because you can see the past and the future. They'd be like, hey, I saw this coming. Will CoolX remember what happened last time? Yeah, CoolX in Super Mario RPG Remake. How's that gonna work? So many questions. Yeah, like, are they gonna give like a modern Final Fantasy design, or are they gonna like stick with the old school style, which would be a fun throwback? Or they go with the HD 2D! They go the 2D pixel remastered style with CoolX! How crazy would that be? That'd be funny if you go to CoolX's realm, and suddenly you're like in the HD the HD 2D pixel remastered realm. As the only part in Super Mario RPG Remake that's like not in just actual 3D. How freaky would that be? That'd be so crazy. Anyway, resuming on with the trailer. So many callbacks to the actual game, but to see it in 3D, it's so crazy. I've been wanting to, like, replay Super Mario RPG at some point, but I guess better off just to wait for the remake, then. The other thing to note, too, is are they going to keep some of the original Mario characters that they create? Because these days, for, like, Mario RPGs, they're not allowed to, like, alter or create, like, original characters for Mario too much. But considering this is a remake, then they might still have some of the original characters here. Yeah. But you can't alter some characters too much these days in Mario games, because they have, like, some weird mandate for what original character you create, like Goombarella and stuff not being allowed later on. So I'm curious to see what the rules are for this remake. There's the Yoshi races. And we got Big Yoshi and Boshi. Boshi was pretty cool because he had the sunglasses. And pre-orders begin today on the eShop. Pretty sure that's gonna get a physical copy too, though.
Super NES, Super Mario RPG returns with brand new graphics.
Whether you played the original game or not,
Which I did.
Why not take the opportunity to jump?
Okay, backspace though. Back again. Rewind. What's up with that UI though?
brand new graphics.
Whether you played the original game or not.
Not so sure if I'm keen on that UI design. Although, it's interesting to see the, kind of like the ape designs they got here, kind of calling back to Donkey Kong Country, but in 3D, though. They got, like, a modern RPG UI layout. I kind of miss the old UI layout a bit. I hope that's just, like, a placeholder or something, or, like, you have multiple UI layouts. Like, if I want classic UI layout, that'd be pretty cool, because it seems pretty plain if you ask me.
Why not take the opportunity to jump into the very first RPG in the Mario series?
Mr. Koizumi, that last trailer featured Mario, but he's not the only one
Mario.
getting the game.
Huh? What do you mean?
Let's take a peek.
Oh, there's Peach, which we will get back to in a moment, because I just got another word about Metal Gear. Hold on. Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1 will come to the PS5, Xbox Series X, Steam, and Switch on October 24th. Okay, they made a separate trailer. Cool. Made a separate video for it. Screenplay, matchbook. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Metal Gear Solid 1 includes the special VR missions. Cool. Playbook for the HD collection versions of Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3. Bonus content. Famicom/NES versions of Metal... Okay, so it's not Switch tied. I might not have to double dip on the Metal Gear collection. The digital graphic novel confirmed as the movies. Now, my voice cracked there for a second. Let me get some water. Okay, so the bonus content confirmed as the original Famicom/NES Metal Gear games confirmed, besides the MSX games, which again, completely different. Metal Gear 1 on MSX, different than Metal Gear on NES. The digital graphic novels for Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. And a digital soundtrack, built-in strategy guides, and also lore/art books, also included with the collection. Nice. Konami reconfirms a physical release with the Master Collection on Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. For Switch, it will require downloads to enjoy all available content. 24.1 GB, plus 30 GB for bonus videos. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. So you have to download some extra stuff for the Switch physical version of the Metal Gear Solid collection? That's kind of weird. Important information regarding the game on Nintendo Switch. To enjoy all available content, game data must be downloaded free. Internet connection required, 24.1 GB plus 30 video point content. Micro SD cards sold separately. Total game size and decision storage requirement above are still tentative and will be finalized by September. The bonus video content referring to Metal Gear Solid digital graphic novel and the Metal Gear Solid 2 digital graphic novel. Why do the digital graphic novel videos take like 30 gigabytes? That's kind of weird. Required space, physical version, 24.1 GB, front-loaded into the cartridge. Includes Metal Gear Solid Master Collection version, 3.4 GB for Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. Alright, that's 4.18 GB. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, 8.0 GB, so 8 gigabytes. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, if you're just getting Snake Eater by itself, is 12 gigabytes. And the bonus content, 1.1 GB plus 3 GB. That's a very weird breakdown on the storage size, but okay, I'll take it. Also, because this popped up, let me just pull that up real quick, because they had its own separate video. Sorry. I'm gonna pull up the separate video, which I'll play again. I'll play the separate video when we get to the Metal Gear portion of the Direct again. for our analysis. But first things first, I want to copy this over so that way I gotcha ready to go when you're ready to go. Let me just go over there real quick. There we go. There's the video. We'll get that Nintendo Direct announcer, man. We get something different for this video. But we'll get back to that when we get back to it. For now, here we go. Peach getting her own game again. Look like a play or something.
That's right. Princess Peach will star as the main character in a brand new game.
Got Princess Peach with a ponytail.
She steps on this particular spot on stage.
Huh? Whoa. What on earth is happening?
So I'm guessing it's like some kind of
That's all we'll show
action
for
game
now.
with Princess Peach. A lot different than the other Princess Peach games, which were kind of 2D platforming. So is that Mushroom Kingdom in the distance right there? It's playing out like a play or something. What the heck are these guys? See these dudes with the big noses? Remind me of Olimar.
That's right. Princess Peach will star as the main character in a brand new game. When she steps on this
Interesting.
particular spot on stage.
Huh? Whoa. What on earth is happening?
That's all we'll show for now. We'll share more details at a later date. Mr. Koizumi, there's actually something else.
What?
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion.
A visually enhanced version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, originally released on Nintendo 3DS, is in development.
We hope you look forward to seeing more of Luigi's ghostly antics.
Okay, so they're working on a port of the 3DS second Luigi's Mansion game, Dark Moon, for Nintendo Switch. Hold on. Luigi's Mansion. Double checking some information about Luigi's Mansion. Because Dark Moon Remastered is the second game in the series, but we're still missing number 1 on Switch. Okay, yeah, because the original game was on GameCube, and then the original game was then ported to the 3DS. So my question is, now that they're taking the 3DS Dark Moon, which is a sequel to the original Luigi's Mansion, and putting that on the Switch, if we get a HD or Switch version of original Luigi's Mansion, are they going to take it from the GameCube version, or are they just going to take it from the 3DS one? Like, are they going to do like a weird Frankenstein thing of, we took this from a GameCube game and made it into a 3DS game and then made it into a Switch game? Or are they just going to go like, okay, we got the GameCube one, here you go, and then we're just going to put that on the Switch? If they decide to do that, because that was just number 2 that they said they're working on.
Mario, Princess Peach, and Luigi. Looks like Mario fans have a lot of games to look forward to.
Huh.
More details will be shared in the future. All right, let's see some more headlines.
Headlines, please.
Become Gotham City's ultimate.
Oh, and yes, of course, this is a Switch port of Batman Arkham games, which, if you haven't already picked up already, definitely take a look and consider getting the Arkham games. Probably one of the best superhero video game agitation trilogies out there. I mean, I'm not sure how many superhero video game trilogies there are out there, but definitely a very, very, very good superhero video game series. Highly recommend.
Today is the Joker's big homecoming, and you're the guest of honor.
Soon I will command forces beyond your comprehension. I've waited long enough. Batman dies tonight.
This place is dangerous. I like it. Gotham would be ours.
Over my dead body.
I believe that was the idea.
Yeah, not bad.
Don't be a stranger. You're always
I already have it on other platforms, including the Steam Deck, but
Arkham Trilogy.
yeah, if you haven't already picked it up before, not bad. Especially for the portability aspect.
Cards right, mercenary. Lead your mercenaries through cursed dungeons in the lands of Gloomhaven.
Again, it's kind of weird. I'm getting those reports again about the Pikmin physical release for 1 and 2 as a bundle for Switch, releasing in September, way after the digital release, and way after Pikmin 4. Like, why does it take that long to get a physical release as opposed to Metroid, which showed up like a few weeks after the digital release of Metroid Prime Remastered? It's pretty weird.
And master over 1,000 abilities. Hone your deck. Set up synergy.
Star Ocean already showing up for pre-purchase on Steam, so Star Ocean isn't exclusive to Switch. It'll be on other platforms. The Steam version already showing up for $39.99
September 18th. Pre-orders for
USD.
the Mercenaries
So
and
40 bucks,
Gold
not bad.
Begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Oh, it's Sonic's birthday on Friday.
Keep the dance party going.
Oh, and the Just Dance again. Don't have to break this down, ironically. Don't have to do a breakdown of them breaking it. Breaking it to Electric Boogaloo. That's fine. But Sonic Twitter announcing there's going to be some Sonic announcements on his birthday, June 23rd. Interesting. Still being freaked out by Elephant Mario. Elephant Mario exists. Wow, so many copyrighted songs that you have to get exclusively just for the game. Damn.
Silent hope lies in a world.
Okay, this one actually looks pretty cool.
One day, a once peaceful realm was silenced by its king. Now, 7 wordless warriors
The animation.
rise.
The show later is pretty solid. Look at that.
RPG. These heroes bound
Like
by
Marvelous
fate
and
must
Exceed,
work
right?
Together to explore the abyss and find the secluded king.
Or is it separated? One of the two.
However,
Exceed
with its
Games, there you
ever-changing
go.
Dungeons and powerful foes. Conquering the abyss will be no easy feat. Wield weapons like swords, bows, magic, and more to survive this deadly chasm. After you return to base, materials you've collected will help you cultivate resources and forge new items.
Definitely filling in my niche of
will enable you to grow stronger
dungeon crawling in
and
games.
dive deeper.
Is that a Harvest Moon cow? Hold up.
Can you hear me?
Your guide on this
Yeah, well, Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons. That looks almost 1-to-1 with the designs for Story of Seasons, which used to be called Harvest Moon. But not to be confused with the newer Harvest Moons. The guys who used to do Harvest Moon now do Story Seasons, which is the games you're familiar with. It's a whole thing. Go look it up. But hold up. Hold up a minute. Story of Seasons. That's reminding me of like Moon Factory and stuff. But I gotta see something here. Hold up. Exceed Games and Marvelous are the guys who do Story of Seasons. So is this secretly part of the Story of Seasons verse? What? Okay, that I did not see coming. See, this is why we do the freeze frame, because I'm pretty sure this would have gone over like a lot of people. So, this game is actually connected to Story of Seasons, formerly known as Harvest Moon. Wow. Yeah, because I saw the cow, and like, that is a Story of Seasons cow, if I seen a Story of Seasons cow. And then double check, and yeah, Exceed Games Marvelous. The guys who do Story of Seasons. Huh. And this has nothing to do with Rune Factory as far as I could tell.
Stronger and dive deeper.
Which was the action monster Harvest Moon that I had previously.
Can you hear me?
Your guide on this journey is the kingdom's sorrowful princess, encased in a crystal of her own tears. And through a mysterious power, her voice reverberates in the hearts of the silent warriors. Why did the king steal the world's words? And what awaits the warriors in the depths of the abyss? Silent Hope dives onto Nintendo Switch October 3rd.
October 3rd. And there's Marvelous there. Silent Hope. Anybody else notice the cow? Hold on. To social media again. Away. Anybody else notice the cow? Cow in the game. See if anybody notices. Silent Hope. Silent Hope. Cow. Oh, yeah, there you go. When I saw the cow in Silent Hope. Yep, some people noticed. Harvest Moon cow / Story of Seasons cow. It's also the chickens. The chickens from my farming game. The iconic Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons bubble cow and Silent Hope trailer. Silent Hope is a Rune Factory spinoff? Wow, okay. I remember when Rune Factory was a spinoff of Harvest Moon / Story of the Seasons. Huh. Some crazy stuff. Yeah, this is why we go back. I'm pretty sure some people might have missed the cow, but we noticed the cow. This is why we do this. Silent Hope is connected to Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon / Rune Factory. Man, I thought it just looked good overall, but I didn't see that coming.
Sparks will fly in these Nintendo Switch games.
Which indirectly referencing Street Fighter, but nothing to do with it.
Your best life in Faith Farm. Make use of magic to complete tasks and fend off mischievous foes. Enrich your farm to help your character flourish. Decorate your space to improve your stats for the day ahead. And enchant your friends locally or online in 4-player co-op. Faith Farm launches as a console exclusive
good for
on
kids.
Nintendo Switch September 8th. Pre-orders including an in-game bonus are available now on Nintendo eShop. Zoom into wild racing action.
But these, though,
Unleashed 2 Turbo.
a number 2.
Choose from
Number 1 did pretty well.
30 vehicles and pull off outrageous stunts to avoid obstacles.
I gotta play more of the first game. The first game is pretty good.
Rivals out of the way. Unleash your creativity by
A lot of good cameo cars and good racing. I used to play like Hot Wheels racing games a lot back in the day. As mentioned, I played the old Nintendo 64 Hot Wheels racing.
Grab the wheel when this game speeds onto the Nintendo Switch system October 19th. Get your chassis looking.
And this looks pretty interesting too.
Manic Mechanics. Grab a part.
Again, it's very similar to like Overcooked or something, but with cars instead of cooking.
In solo play or 4-player co-op. But watch out for treacherous pits, pesky UFOs, and other workplace hazards. Manic Mechanics launches first for consoles.
I better hope they have like some kind of stipulation about those workplace hazards. Talk to HR about it.
The second paid DLC for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Full version game acquired, DLC sold separately.
Mario and friends journey to a musical planet filled with new areas to explore.
Again, I want to pick this up at some point. The first game was actually not bad.
What else?
I know some people are like, ugh, rabbits. But, nah, it's actually a pretty good RPG. At least the first game was.
The Last Spark Hunter launches later today.
I've heard good things about the second one too.
Demo
I
of
just
the
have to pick
main
it up at
game
some
is
point.
available now on Nintendo eShop.
Yeah, there's a free demo you can try out, so if you're not sure, you can try it out.
You really think you stand a chance against us?
But this, though... So, in Japan, the Japanese Direct is directly calling this Dragon Quest Monsters 3. But here, they dropped the 3 on it. They're just calling it Dragon Quest Monsters Dark Prince.
What? What the?
You're going to have to become a monster wrangler.
There's also no Red and Blue situation for this game either. Monsters scouted.
Let's roll!
Now the one thing I want to pause on, I definitely want to, yep, there's the title. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. According to online, the Japanese one just outright calls it Dragon Quest Monsters 3. So it's interesting that they're going this route for this one. Hold on. Checking out some stuff here. Dragon Quest Monsters. For those unfamiliar with the series. Just gonna double check some stuff on here. Because yes, this is a spinoff of regular Dragon Quest. But in the Pokemon-like style. And at the time, they were going with Dragon Warrior, so they wanted Dragon Warrior monsters. They went Dragon Warrior Monsters 1 and 2. And some other stuff with it. But, no, like, this is, like, again, Japan, Dragon Quest Monsters 3. So if you were from back in the day, you'd call this Dragon Warrior Monsters 3. And later on, they actually had, like, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker and stuff. That was a whole thing, but that was, like, a spin-off. But they're calling this one a direct sequel, not counting the Joker games, because they also had Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2 and Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 3 and stuff like that. And some other stuff in the in-between. But interesting that they didn't include the 3 for the English title. But while we're at it, too, Dragon Quest for Protag. Solo. Because
The so-called hero is here.
right there. What's Solo doing here? Is this a costume? Is Solo playable? Is he a main character? Is he taming his own monsters? Mr. Sea Serpent Fins, what are you doing here, Solo? It's Dragon Quest IV Protag Man. Male Protag, because there's also female Protag, but that's the male Protag. What's Solo doing here? Outside of Smash Bros. Still, that's, what's he doing here? Resuming. Also, this one, December 1st, 2023. That's also pretty close soon. So many games coming out, man. Crazy.
That was Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince from Square Enix.
UI is not bad.
What kind of journey will you take to become the master of monster kind? Please be on the lookout for more info in the future.
Next, we have more news on a certain game with plant-like creatures.
Totally not Pikmin. You already know it is.
Welcome to the Rescue Corps. as its
And again, they're not showing it here because they talked about it on the other one and then also on the website, but your captain this time around is a custom character you create.
You'll meet plant-like creatures called Pikmin.
So the character they're showing as the main character in this one isn't really a main dude. It's a custom character you create yourself, filling in for the cutscenes.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, repair the damaged rescue.
Which is why the character keeps on changing in the cutscenes as opposed to like an Olimar or something.
All right, let's explore.
Again, I'm a very big, low-key Pikmin fan.
Once plucked, Pikmin are ready for
So I'm excited for it. Again, not sure I'll pick it up, but I definitely want to get it at some point in the future.
Throw your little buds at things, and they'll start working for you. Ochi will also prove to be a great canine companion. He can carry items with Pikmin, or smash obstacles in your way.
Hey.
And if you need a flotation device, well, there you go.
He floats.
Ochi can even stand up to the wildest creatures. Collect lots of
Game Boy SP.
Scattered around the planet to fix
Game
the
Boy Advance
spaceship's
SP.
radar and open up new areas to explore. Exploration
Pikmin, a game I
isn't
always wanted
limited
to like
the
but couldn't really get
surface,
into.
though. Why not take the
Question:
plunge?
did you play Pikmin 1 as your introductory, or like, what Pikmin game did you try if you tried it? Because Pikmin 1, I don't recommend people starting off with Pikmin 1 as the first Pikmin. It is very rough. It is time-based. It is very different. I mean, there's time aspects for all the Pikmins, but the other games are more forgiving. Later entries are more forgiving. Pikmin 1 and a little bit of Pikmin 2, kind of rough. OG on Game... Okay. Here's what I'll tell you. If you get the opportunity, try something like Pikmin 3 or maybe even 4 in the future. They probably fixed a lot of the problems you might have had with the original. So many more options, not so time sensitive. You're not absolutely screwed if you missed a gathering day in the first game. If you missed like a gathering day or you're not able to get all the parts and stuff in time, you're out of there. But the later games, the new ones, there is still like a night and day aspect, but it's on your own time. You're not like, oh, I gotta collect all these before the end of the month. And then you don't, and then you're kind of screwed, and then you get a game over. No, don't worry about that. The later games are a lot more charming. They have, like, interesting storyline. It's pretty funny, pretty great. The gameplay, much more improved. I recommend the later games. Me, personally, I'm just a fan of Pikmin. I like them in general because I wasn't too much of a fan of Pikmin 1. Pikmin 1 wasn't my thing too much. Retrospectively, I could see the aspects and the appeal of it, because I played it, later on. But I always thought it was like, oh, I gotta follow this game guide, it's too difficult, this crazy stuff. And then Pikmin 2 started warming up with me, but I didn't really fall in love with the series until, like, Pikmin 3 too much. Because, like, Pikmin 3, that one really, like, oh, yeah, you do it at your own pace. You can take as much time as you need. Night and day cycles are still a thing, but you're not restricted on how you play. You play however you want to do it. It's an open world. Pick which things you want to gather, how you want to explore it. Really good. And that's what this one's going for. It's going for a similar style to Pikmin 3, but more expanded, more larger. Because, yeah, lest we forget, Pikmin 3 was actually a Wii U release. And then it got a Switch port. And did so much better on the Nintendo Switch than it did on the Wii U. But, yeah, no, if you get the chance, you want to give Pikmin another shot, go with Pikmin 3 and probably 4. Because 4, it seems like you're doing some new stuff, you're making your own character, you might be more immersive with 4. But, if you get the opportunity to play 3, especially on the Switch version, then, yeah, go with 3. I know they released 1 and 2, I definitely know I want to get those classic Pikmins for Switch at some point. I might do a playthrough of it again for you guys, depending on when I get it, or if I went for the physical, if I get the digital one, I don't know. But, yeah, no, if I had to recommend a game to go with, if you already want to get into it, maybe try it out. Try 3. There's some demos. There's a demo for 4 coming out, so maybe try the demo for 3 and 4. I know there's gonna be more expansive stuff with 4 because, you know, it's the latest entry, but there might be a demo for 3 already. Try that out. If you're not jiving with that one, then definitely try 4, because with 4, they already said you gotta make your own custom character. It's like open roam freeming, free roaming. You can do a bunch of customization stuff. A lot of cool features, especially if you read up on the website. So yeah, try out the demo for the new Pikmin games. Pikmin 1 and 2 are pretty rough for some people, but try out the new ones. Yeah, hydrate.
Underground. Here, a completely different environment awaits. Unusual
Underground areas seem
contraptions,
pretty crazy.
native creatures, and even more treasures are around every corner. You might unexpectedly find some castaways, too.
Castaways?
Hey, wait a minute. This leafy individual just nabbed
Leafy
the
guy kind of looks
castaway.
like
You've got to stop him.
Almar a bit.
It's time for a Dandori battle. Embrace the art of Dandori.
So direct versus
by
mode
strategically issuing commands to your
is a
Pikmin
thing.
and Ochi. Collect more objects than your opponent within the time
That's
limit
not
to win,
online
and
or something.
save the castaway.
That would have been nice.
By rescuing castaways, you'll be able to do more activities back at base camp, which is right next to your spaceship.
And a little frame dipping because I'm doing some stuff on Discord real quick. Hold on. Oh, you can train the dog too. Hold up. We're gonna learn about that in just a second. 1 minute. Where's that one Discord alert? There it is. There you go. And where are we? Yeah, okay, there we go. We're back on the Smash Potatoes Discord. There you go. Alright. Hold up. Bring it back now, y'all.
Opponent within the time limit to win and save the castaway. By rescuing castaways, you'll be able to do more activities back at base camp, which is right next to your spaceship.
Question is, are the castaways randomly generated, or they got specific quests and stuff? Because again, it seems like you're customizing your crew this time around.
Or build new equipment and items to help make exploration more manageable.
Rush boots. Okay, that's cool.
For the first time in the Pikmin series, you can eventually
and
set
night
out
missions.
For night expeditions. But there's a catch. Nightfall sends creatures into a frenzy, so stay alert. Thankfully, you'll come across the new glow Pikmin.
Night missions are dangerous.
At night.
At night?
Find luminals that produce valuable glow sap. These mounds also attract various wildlife, so use glow Pikmin to drive them away and protect
glow
the
Pikmin.
luminals.
Glowman.
Many more surprises await on this uncharted planet.
Totally not Earth.
But with the Pikmin and Ochi by your side, no challenge is too big or too small.
That's pretty good, though.
Pikmin 4.
Next month.
In past Pikmin games, you had to return to your spaceship before sundown. However, in this latest entry, you can now venture out at night.
So that's gonna be interesting.
The Pikmin on your expedition.
You'll get the glow Pikmin, but curious to see how they work.
We have even more Pikmin news to share. HD versions of the first 2 Pikmin games originally released on Nintendo GameCube,
which is pretty nice.
On Nintendo eShop later today.
So these are coming digitally today. Why is it taking all the way for September to release the physical versions of this? And they didn't even mention they're releasing a physical version. You had to like freeze frame it to know that they're doing that apparently.
Plus, ahead of the game's release, a demo of Pikmin 4 will be available on Nintendo.
We got a demo for Pikmin 4.
June
Nice.
28th. The demo can be enjoyed even if you've never played a game in the Pikmin series before.
There you go. Go download the demo in a couple days. Go try it out.
Okay,
I might play the demo. Might stream it. Who knows?
renowned...
And here's the Metal Gear thing. So we're gonna go see what Konami did. Away from the direct real quick. Here's Konami's trailer about the Master Collection reveal. Gameplay and platform reveal. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, gameplay and platform reveal video. I haven't seen this. This is new. This is new. What's this trailer about, Konami? Oh, also... Oh, numbers. $1964. 1995 and 99. 2005. 2007. Actually, also go with this Metal Gear theme instead of the main Metal Gear theme, which I wonder if they'll still be okay with. It's copyrights around the original Tappy Metal Gear theme. Darn Winter Road. Thrill, technical espionage in action is back. So this is like how the game appears to look? Because they're showing that right there. And here's the platforms right here. So 10/24/2023. So for all the platforms, Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. I gotta decide. I mean, if I want a physical one, I would get it on PS5, but to be able to play it portably on Steam is also pretty interesting too. Might still double dip. Debating. Here's more details though. And here's the breakdown. So, Metal Gear Solid 1, including VR missions and special operations. Yeah, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. So, I guess it is its own separate thing, because otherwise they would have said it was a bonus for playing MGS3. So, Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake are probably going to be in their own separate selection. Which is interesting, because most of the time people are more familiar with playing, oh, I boot up Metal Gear Solid 3. Here's Metal Gear 1 and 2. Bam, there you go. Alright, alright. And then, of course, you know, got Metal Gear 2, Sons of Liberty, HD Collection version, to get the screenplay book and the master book, which, by the way, these ones also come with screenplay and master books. Not sure if Solid 1 has, but, oh wait, no, it says special missions, VR missions, screenplay and master book. Hopefully they all get that. Because they said that strategy guides, it all come with strategy guides. The only thing not come with strategy guides will probably be over here with Metal Gear 1 on the NES/Famicom and Snake's Revenge. Because you'd be hard-pressed to know any experts about Metal Gear on the NES and Snake's Revenge. Because they're completely different games than these Metal Gears. Question I want to know is, hey, can you get that Snake versus Ape or the skateboarding or Guy Savage in the HD collection at all, in the new Master Collection? Even if the Ape Escape stuff can only be in the PlayStation version, it'd be cool if you had it. And again, they got the videos for Metal Gear Solid, digital graphic novel, and Metal Gear Solid 2 digital graphic novel. In the original Legacy Collection release, they were just videos, because you have a Blu-ray disc, if you put it in a Blu-ray player, you choose which video you want to watch, or you watch it on the PlayStation 3, because, you know, it's a Blu-ray player. But, here they just have it as a selectable video. And, of course, the digital soundtrack. Not bad. Konami for me was to be the Bad Kid Company. Those edgy black NES cartridges at the end. Yes! I know exactly what you're talking about. Man, classic Konami was great back on NES and Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1. Had some good stuff for PS2 as well, and then the dark times happened with Konami, which we're still not entirely out of, but those new HD collections for like Castlevania, Contra, they're doing really good on making compilations of their old former good games, as opposed to making new games. That's still questionable. We have to see how the Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta remake thingamajig turns out, how the new Silent Hills go. But I don't know. Hopefully they're actually doing stuff again, because boy howdy, Konami still haven't gotten over some of the stuff they did. Darn pachinko machines. All right, back to the Direct. You already seen this. I already gave my analysis of this in the part 1 of the video. Again, if you haven't seen part 1, go watch part 1.
Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. This compilation includes Metal Gear
A lot of details, though. They had to release that new trailer that I just showed you because the details were only revealed in this Nintendo Direct and not any other video sequences.
Amphibious weapon. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Survive the jungle and confront your former mentor. You can also enjoy the games that started the series, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
On the MSX.
As well as the NES versions of both Metal Gear
and they want to highlight this because those were originally on Nintendo.
This compilation also contains the first Metal Gear Solid digital graphic novel and its
Yeah.
Additional content includes screenplay books and master books with story and character info, strategy guides for each game, and a digital soundtrack. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. The first 3 Metal Gear Solid games will also be available separately on Nintendo eShop. It's time to survive.
Yeah, Vampire Survivor's not bad.
Vampire Survivors
Good that they got more stuff with it.
To Nintendo Switch. Do you have what it takes to survive a 30-minute onslaught of monsters? Stay on the move to avoid enemies and attack automatically with your weapons. Seems easy at first, right? But swarms of increasingly stronger monsters will appear the longer you survive. By getting treasure chests from defeated enemies, or by leveling up, you'll acquire weapons and upgrades for your character, so shape them as you see fit. Plus, up to 4 players can now play together in couch co-op.
Ooh,
what other horrors
couch co-op, that's
store?
cool.
Find out when Vampire Survivors launches on the Nintendo Switch system, August 17th. Music and pigeons? Sounds pretty cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
You're a pigeon. Yeah, you heard
okay.
that right. Play online in this Rhythm Battle Royale and aim to be the last bird standing.
Rhythm Battle Royale? What?
30 players can ruffle each other's feathers in musical
Crazy.
games. Copy the leader's actions perfectly in Yes, Commander.
Like as Simon says.
Fire a slingshot to play music in First Piano Shooter.
First Piano Shooter.
Race and fly to the rhythm in To the Sky, and more. With over 20 minigames, you're in for an impeccably good time. Get ready to shake those.
So it sounds like fun if you get like friends to play with you.
Rhythm Royale bops its way onto Nintendo Switch October 31st. Ready, set, yo!
Okay, this game actually looks pretty neat too.
Penny is on the run.
I was too busy thinking about Metal Gear to talk about this, but no, the style of this game looks pretty nice.
Powerful enemies and a newly animated friend in this 3D platform.
I was getting some Fall Guys vibes with that one. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You'll explore the bright and colorful world of Macaroon and help Penny and Yo-Yo escape the clutches of the grouchy Emperor Eddie. Perform stylish acrobatic tricks to avoid.
See, this is reminding me of like the old mascot platformer games from back in the day.
Penny from foul play. You can also put your
pretty nice
running skills to the test in time attack mode to unlock special items, complete secret stages, and more. This is your big break, after all. Take the stage when Penny's Big Breakaway launches on Nintendo Switch early next year. Rev up for Wave 5.
And I'm surprised they didn't give like a specific date for this next course, because like, come on, man, you know it's coming.
Booster Course Pass DLC. Introducing Squeaky Clean Sprint. More characters are also being added. From Mario Kart Double Dash, PD Piranha. From Mario Kart 7, Wiggler.
Wiggler. So PD Piranha and Wiggler are coming?
From Mario Kart
oh, and Kamek.
Wave
Neat.
5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game zooms onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
So the DLC characters,
Nintendo
that's
Switch
nice.
Online Plus expansion pack
A lot of people are saying, hey, Metal Gear Solid, come to the Switch, might give it a try.
Can also be purchased on its own.
You guys have no excuse not to try out Metal Gear.
Fateful encounter.
Oh, and here we go, here we go, here we go. Here's something. Star Ocean. Star Ocean is the other big thing I want to talk about. Again, adding up to my first video's theory of we're going to get a lot of games from Square Enix. Gotta charge my phone because my phone was gonna die. I didn't think I'd be here this long talking about the Nintendo Direct stuff, but there's a lot of things to be covered. A lot of things to be said today. Of all days. Again, Nintendo, it would have been cool if it gave us a warning ahead of time that this thing was gonna happen, man. But anywho, let me just double check. Yeah, all the VTubers picking up Metal Gear now that it's available on other consoles and platforms. It's on everything. It's on PlayStation. It's on Xbox. It's on Nintendo Switch. It's on Steam. Go all in on the Metal Gears. But before I do another thing here, okay. Persona 5 Tactica physical and digital pre-order is now available. Pre-order gets you Persona DLCs, AD1 Battle, from Persona 3 and Persona 4. Okay. This is for the launch edition. I'll consider it. All event cutscenes are now fully voice acted in Star Ocean Story R. Using the same voice cast from the original game. What? All event scenes are now fully voiced using the voice cast from the original. They brought back the voice cast? Man. In addition, the dialogue from Star Ocean Second Evolution 2008 is included and can be selected. Oh, that's cool. The original VAs are coming back for new scenes. And they have the other voice track. That is neat. That's coming to everything on November 2nd. Oh man, so many games coming out my birthday month in November. Hard to pick. Square Enix got me either on Star Ocean or that Super Mario RPG. And physicals confirmed. Nice. Alright, I'm just getting some extra things confirmed before we actually do the breakdown of this, because again, I'm a very big Star Ocean fan as well. I was very excited for it. I knew what Star Ocean was. I knew what we were getting into. As soon as I saw that space, I was like, that's Star Ocean. Double checking some other information that I might not know about. Or you guys might know about. Got some new info. Double checking, double checking, double checking. Yeah. Anyway, Star Ocean.
The second Star Ocean game, complete with new graphics that fuse 2D and 3D, is on the way.
Yeah.
After a mission goes wrong,
HD 2D.
is stranded on an undeveloped planet. There, he meets Reyna, who possesses mystical powers. Was it fate?
I like how they have the question marks in the dialogue box. We spoiled her name in the trailer.
Entangled in a sinister plot within the galaxy.
I'm also November birthday. It's both a blessing and a curse for gifts. Yeah, no, because everybody wants to release all the games before, like, Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all that other stuff, you know? and Christmas, so November's always a target day for, like, releasing a bunch of games. So I got Star Ocean, I got Persona Tactica, I got Super Mario RPG. Man, my birthday month be packed, man. What if it's probably that Pac-Man game coming out?
In this science fantasy RPG...
Ooh. Claude C. Kenny. Backstory and all the stuff there. Select the main character. Nice. Also liking the designs. It's looking good. Love Star Ocean.
Either Claude or Reyna as your hero and play through the story from their perspective.
Oh, hold on. We saw menus. Back, I say.
In this science fantasy RPG, select
Earthling.
either Claude or Reyna as your hero and play through the story from
where's
their
the menus? There you go. Okay, so it's got the name. You can rename if you want to. Change main character's name. Voice language. You got English. Voice type. Star Ocean 2 SE. Difficulty Galaxy. Arrangement on or off. So you could probably do a lot of some of the BGM arrangements. You could have the original arrangement or like some of the stuff for the remastered. But they also said they have multiple voice casts for the English cast. And they brought back the original voice cast for the original Star Ocean 2. To do new dialogue. That's awesome, man. Because sometimes, like, when they do, like, a new HD remastered version of this or something, they'll just get like, oh, we'll get new voice actors, we'll do this thing. But they went back and got the OG voices to record new lines. That's so cool. I love it when they do that.
Perspective. You'll also meet over a dozen potential allies from all walks of life. During your adventure, the hero you chose and the decisions you make will have an impact on who can be recruited to your cause. Battles take place in real time.
Pretty sweet.
And skills can be performed.
That's looking really
with a
good.
single button. New combat features in this.
You haven't tried out Star Ocean. Now's a good time to get into Star Ocean.
And having allies not in your current party unleash follow-up attacks.
One of my
letting you map out strategic battles
favorite underrated Square Enix JRPGs, because they got a lot of JRPGs, but Star Ocean's a good series. I like it.
Your destiny will be awakened.
Wasn't a fan of some of the later ones, but the the original Star Ocean games really good.
On Nintendo Switch, November 2nd.
Back in 1998. Dang, man. Original version developed by TriAce. Okay, that's cool. They actually give credit to TriAce. Good. Star Ocean, Square Enix, yeah. Good stuff.
It's time to move it, Wario style.
I don't want to move. I'm a couch potato man.
Get ready for more micro game mayhem in the latest WarioWare game. Hold two Joy-Con controllers, then action.
Also, I didn't mention this at all during the streams that we've been doing, but we still got the subathon goal still going on. We are currently only 3 subs away from reaching the next subathon goal, as seen in the goal list right here. We had to do a whole Solid Snake stream with other people in the call, huh? Not sure if we'll get all the goals again that as listed. Probably gonna end those goals sometime by the end of the month, but hey, if you feel like doing it, get that ad-free experience, all the cool emotes and cool perks and everything, feel free to check it out. Because those are our emotes, you get the ad-free experience, cool perks on Discord, and yeah, highly consider doing it. Yeah, nobody's obligated to do so, but it's very much appreciated. And plus, if you're not already following, we got our regular follower emotes, we got our regular bit badge emotes. They're all a whole thingamajig.
Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
And that's also November, if you were interested. Yeah, here's our free follower emotes if you're not already following.
He was so into
and these are bit badge emotes, which you can unlock and keep permanently should you reach those 7 tiers.
You'll use your entire body to strike different poses and complete microgames.
I like that Mario 64 callback.
Families can join the fun at Nintendo Live 2023.
Yeah, that's happening. I am nowhere near there, so I cannot go, but I'll watch the videos that people make.
Plus, cheer on your favorite players.
If it was in like New York or California, that would have been another story. But Nintendo's headquarters is based in Seattle. Wait, hold on. This is a breakdown. I gotta go back for a second, because they talked about amiibos for a second.
More. Plus, cheer on your favorite players in 2 championships. Eligible.
Amiibo plus me they are doing a Smash tournament with amiibos. They're doing an amiibo trainer tournament. What? I was right. I doubted myself for a moment if they were really going to do an amiibo tournament, but they're doing an amiibo Smash tournament. Dude, that's crazy. You're like, there's the actual Squad Strike Challenge. You got a Squad Strike Challenge, but Amiibo plus me exhibition. I think you're playing with your Amiibo, but still, like, you gotta watch out if anybody's making some broken Amiibos, depending on whatever powers you give them. Space is limited for on-site tournaments. No purchase necessary. Tournaments are open for legal residents of the U.S. who have a valid Nintendo Live entry ticket. Mario Kart qualifiers, Smash Ultimate Squad challenges. Crazy stuff.
So compete in on-site tournaments.
Get all these information about tournaments and stuff. But an Amiibo tournament? That's crazy.
And participate in a last chance qualifier. This all-ages celebration is free and will take place September 1st through 4th in Seattle, Washington.
Now, I got some time to figure it out if you want to actually just go there specifically for the Nintendo thing, but, again, I wish there were a more, better area. I wish Nintendo did more things all around. Like, do one in California, do one in New York, New York. They got the Nintendo World, the Nintendo store in New York. Surprised they didn't do anything with that. And then, of course, you know, their actual headquarters in that location. But still. Back to the video.
Registration for Nintendo Live 2023 ends June 22nd. Head over to the official website and enter the random drawing for a chance to receive tickets.
And you get free tickets, that's cool.
Interested in attending can visit the official PAX West website.
Oh yeah, because PAX West is also a thing going on there too. How to join the fun, add to the calendar, you can register for a chance to attend. The free enter randomly set to drawing. Registration starts May 31st. Open through June 22nd. Its selected attendance will be for one event day. Yeah, but they don't fly you out there, though. Cannot do a separate promotion on the PAX website. Oh, for a chance to win tickets. Okay, because you're going because it's in conjunction with PAX. So if you, yeah, that would be a reason to fly over, not just for the Nintendo event, but to also attend PAX. Yeah, I've been to. I've done things with PAX East before, but that's PAX West.
PAX West badge holders interested in attending can visit the official PAX West website for more details.
That is the whole thing,
Those
yes.
not selected will have another chance to attend with the 3 challenge cups this summer. The top 10 players from each will get tickets. Please visit the official website for more details. See you there.
Oh, okay. Also, if you happen to have those Nintendo Switch vouchers, Mario Bros. Wonder, which is going for $60, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, Super Mario RPG, Detective Pikachu Returns, and WarioWare Move It all are considered for those Nintendo vouchers. So Super Mario RPG, and Detective Pikachu, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Pikmin 4, and WarioWare Move It. You got the vouchers, those Nintendo vouchers, you can use it on those. That's not bad. Yet bad.
Players are enjoying their time in Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which released last month.
Get back to it.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah, they just highlighted Tears of the Kingdom for like a second. We don't got anything new for the Tears of the Kingdom, but thank you for playing in Tears of the Kingdom. Here's some amiibos.
New amiibo of Zelda and Ganondorf are planned to be released this
People have been saying, I've been saving an extra voucher since after Tears of the Kingdom. Getting Super Mario RPG without a question.
Okay, this next segment will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
And this Mario game's still looking pretty freaky. Got that Mario World slash Yoshi Island vibe. Super Mario World. Yeah, this is all freaky right here. Everything becoming sentient in the land of Mario. That's Mario. Wonder. Co-op is pretty interesting, though. Again, I don't know why Peach has, like, a floating hat, though, for when she's gliding. They already had Peach's floating dress for Mario Bros. 2, man. Yoshi's. It'd be one thing if they actually gave Peach the Mario Bros. Hat to wear in a game for once. But instead, it says Peach. The Playable Daisy's pretty interesting. And it's cool they can play Toad still. Giving you more playable character options, which is pretty nice. That coming out in October. But that Elephant Mario, though. Elephant Mario is real. He can hurt you.
That Goomba looks so sorry. Well then.
Well then.
That was the brand new 2D side-scrolling Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Nintendo Online are meaningless, didn't you hear? Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Yeah, but you can get your Genesis games through the Nintendo Online. And the Sega announcements. There was a Sega stuff going on with Sonic, who's celebrating their anniversary, their birthday, on Friday, by the way. They made some Sega announcements saying, hey, expect more Sonic announcements on Friday because Sonic's birthday, June 23rd. But yeah, that's my freeze frame breakdown to the Nintendo Direct. We literally broke down other things that people might have not noticed the first time around. We watched it the first time around, we saw it again, we freeze frame, we rewound. Lots of good stuff. Very excited. A lot of games coming out in November and October. Definitely picking up that Metal Gear collection for sure. Probably going with the PlayStation or the Steam version though. But yeah, no, good stuff. Mario RPG Remake Star Ocean and, like, Persona Tactica all coming out in October. So many stuffs. So many things. Was Sonic Mario Olympic Games the first crossover game? I forget if Smash came out before then. Did Smash come out before then? I think it might have. I think so. It might have. Smash Bros. Brawl will probably do that. But if you're talking about then specifically, then yeah, of course, that would be the first crossover. But that, though, that is something I'm looking out for. But we're not done yet. I promise you guys to show you the differences between this and the Japanese one. Because the Japanese one had a lot of games that wasn't in the English one. They're like thinking, hey, people in America wouldn't be interested in these games. Let's not talk about these games. But I import games. We gotta go over here. Yeah, 2023 has been very solid for games as of late. Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, we're going back over here. We're doing this. What do you got for me, Japanese Direct? Oh, hey, the physical pre-order for Pikmin 1 and 2 is also showing up online. So if you want the physical version coming out in September for Pikmin 1 and 2, the pre-orders are open. The pre-orders are open. But the digital ones are also available. It's still kind of weird how the physical for Pikmin 1 and 2 is coming up, like, months after the digital release versus the time they had.
New JakatoX.
Mario Elephant. Oh no, Mario Elephant is real. They can hurt us. Mario Elephant is real. I just said Mario Elephant wasn't real and couldn't hurt us. Because yes, we are way past that on the Nintendo Direct. We know about the Mario Elephant. It's freaky. We already saw the Direct 2 or 3 times already. I was doing a freeze frame analysis. Freeze frame, frame-by-frame analysis of all the Nintendo games for the English Nintendo Direct. Now we gotta see all the things for the Japanese Nintendo Direct. Which we got no spoilers on, because it's Japanese. Nobody cares about the Japanese one, except for me, because I import games. But, yes, no, we are gonna see what's up with the Japanese one. What's up with the Japanese Nintendo Direct, please? A lot of the same games, but a lot of different games, too. Japanese Nintendo Direct time. How's the volume? Is the volume good? The volume is good. Let me go back to the other one. How's the volume on this one? Volume was about the same. Okay, yeah, we're good. Move that over. Japanese Direct time. What do you got? What's different? Also for funsies. We got the captions. They're Japanese, but they don't have the direct translation on there. I'll give you a rough idea of what's going on. If you do not understand, Japanese, yes. That was a graphic alert was from Gundam. Yes, new type Flash Gundam. I am a fan of Robotech / Macross, though. That is pretty cool. Anything involving giant robots, I'm into it. Transformers, Metal Gear, Gundam, Evangelion, Getter Robo, Mazinger, Voltus 5, whatever. I'm into it. Anything involving cyborgs, robots, androids, cyberpunk stuff, virtual reality, VR, tech, super robots, real robots, hybrid robots, all good. But back to this. Let's see how the Japanese cover the Pokemon news. A lot of stuff the same, but other stuff different. And the Pokemon news, don't forget to do your free Pokemon gift that they showed in the Nintendo Direct. I think it was Treasure Hunt. The code is Treasure Hunt. Throw that into your Pokemon games, get some free items. Yeah, don't apologize. We all love giant robots here. Hear that Full Metal Panic, that Golion, Voltron, that Vicator Robo, that G Gundam. Lot of different robots. I can think of like a ton of different ones. We'll be here all day if I just write down a list. That Escaflowne! There you go. That's another one. Escaflowne. Ba-ba-ba-da. That Code Geass, that Super Robot Wars. Quadratronic Man from Marvel. True. Just look at that tie-in with 2001 Space Odyssey that they had. With the Machine Man. Stuff with Ultron. Or the original Human Torch, which was a robot. A lot of people forget about the Human Torch's origins. Not the one from Fantastic Four, but the android Human Torch. Pokemon is kind of mecha. You're piloting the Pokemon. Well, you got those futuristic robot Pokemon from Pokemon Violet, so maybe? It's like how Digimon is technically mecha because they're robot dinosaurs. Say, I know my Marvels. I'm not just a person who watches the MCU. I read my comics. Both Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse. That's why I always talk about Free Comic Book Day. Even the indies. I'm a multimedia enthusiast. Anime, shows, TV, video games. I consume it all. Like these potato chips.
皆さんこんにちは。任天堂ダイレクトの案内役を務めます。
See, now you don't got those guys awkwardly dubbing over them.
案内役を務めます。小泉です。
Excuse me, I only watch my Nintendo Directs in the raw Japanese. Can you imagine like sub versus dub, but then instead they're saying like, I only watch the Nintendo Direct subtitles. No, nobody's making those arguments. Nobody. And they did. They stole the idea from me.
どちらも気になるところですが、続報をお待ちください。
そして本編のポケットモンスタースカーレット、バイオレットですが、このダイレクト終了後、ご覧のイベントが始まりますので、よろしければご参加ください。
Hey, the code's still in English. Treasure Hunt. Throw that in your Pokemon games. Treasure Hunt.
をご覧ください。
音速ヒーローたちの共演。
Japanese Sonic advertisement. Here we go.
ソニックたちが縦横無尽に駆け回る。シリーズ完全新作ソニックスーパースターズ。
Sonic Superstars!
世界最速のハリネズミソニック。
ソニック。
2本の尻尾で飛び回るテイルス。壁登りや滑空が可能なナックルズ。
ナックルズ。
強力なハンマーを振り回すエミー。異なる個性で駆け抜ける。そして
Now we got the animations down for Knuckles Climb. For classic Knuckles.
無数の分身がサポートしてくれたり。各種ルートを出現させたり。
Again, right now they're matching 1-to-1 for the English one, but it's gonna be different soon when they start showing the Japanese games that aren't in the English Direct. Show Knack the Weasel, Fang the Sniper, whichever one you prefer. What do you guys go with? Say in the chat if you have a preference between Knack the Weasel or Fang the Sniper. They're basically the same character. They are the same character. They just have different names depending on what game you're looking at. And translations. I like Fang the Sniper. That's my personal preference. Showing up in a couple different things like Sonic fighting game. What? Which also showed up in Yakuza. Sonic eats onigiri instead of a donut or chili dogs. No, like Sonic eats a soba pan instead of a instead of a chili dog, and he has onigiri instead of donuts, of course. Fang does seem to be a better name. Yes, I like Fang the Sniper more than Knack the Weasel, if you ask me.
あなたはこの世界の住人となって自給自足の生活を送るのですが、ここにはあなた以外にも他のプレイヤーが暮らしているのです。みんなと一緒に家を建てたり、畑を耕して農作物を育てたり、協力しながら暮らしてもいいですし、もちろん一人で暮らしたって構いません。そして街の外には広大な世界が広がっています。冒険に出てこの世界の謎を解くのもいいですし、街の中でのんびり暮らしたって構いません。
Very similar to the English one as well. I think they're just dubbing over it. So it's cool that it's international. It's not just
どんな生活を送りますか？パリア
for the one
は
region.
基本プレイ無料でこの冬配信。
Yeah, they got that relaxing anime narrator voice for that.
最終
Okay, this is different. This is not in the English one. The Horse Girl anime is getting a video game on Switch.
ここで描かれた馬娘たちによる
Psy Games?
祭が開催。
People behind Grand Blue
4つの種目を
Fantasy?
制し優勝を目指す。大障害ではグラウンドを飛び出し、
Yeah, Uma Masume.
駆け巡る
Horse Girl
コー
races?
スを走り抜き一着を目指す。
Why aren't we getting this in the West?
バスケ対決では
You do basketball games too?
ゴールを狙う。ドッジ対決は最後の一人
Said you will about the anime, but this actually looks kind of fun.
誰よりも多くの料理を
Bunch of mini games, actually. It's a bunch of mini games with the horse girls.
このはちゃめちゃな感謝祭を制するのは
Does the mobile game have an NEA release yet? I don't know. I think it does.
馬娘
Gotta double check on that.
熱血はちゃめちゃ大
That's
感謝
coming to
祭
Nintendo
は
Switch?
2024年配信。
Hold up, hold up. What was the thing in the English one? What was the English one? What came normally? Back, I say. Back. Further back. Even more. In comparison... Let's see... Oh, okay. They didn't advertise for the Saturday morning cartoon thing. Or at least not yet, anyway. What was the one that they had? Okay, Sonic, yes. Okay, then there's this one, which also looks pretty good. I might check it out. Okay, so we had the ad for Persona Tactics, Persona Tactica, but instead, Japan got the horse anime game, the Horse Girl game.
Nintendo Switch ピックアップタイトル。
Pickup title.
マリオ
Okay, the Mario DLC showed up sooner. That's another difference. Okay. Also weird hearing a Japanese narrator talk about Mario Rabbids, but we'll roll with it.
プラスラビッツギャラクシーバトル有料追加コンテンツ第3弾をご紹介。マリオとラビッツが訪れたのは音楽の惑星。新たなフィールド、新たな敵とのバトル。この惑星でマリオたちを待ち受けるものとは。ザ・ラストスパークスハンター
Mecha King Bob-omb.
ダイレクト終了後配信開始。本編の序盤の冒険を楽しめる体験版も配信中。
I don't know, just suddenly hearing about a narrator saying Mario Rabbit stuff in Japanese just makes it feel more epic. Also, this is different. This was not in the English one either. What is going on here?
自分らしさを表現できる仮想空間イブでファッションライフを楽しみませんか？
Fashion game. Only for Japan. Nobody in English would like this, apparently.
全400種類以上ある型紙からオリジナルアイテムを作ったり
We're not the demographic for this fashion game.
飾ることもできちゃいます。オンラインにつなげば
A Japanese trailer with an announcer generates more hype. See, the thing is, I understand that, you know, in English, you know, people are like, I only understand English, I can't read subtitles. But if they wanted to just, like, do, like, a direct one-to-one with a Japanese thing where they had the subtitles and stuff, and then just had the narrator still going, I would like that. Even if there is, like, English dub footage, it'd be so funny to, like, or so great to, like, hear the Japanese narrator be the hype man for, like, an English release game. I'm presuming they're not getting an international release. Some of these games may not, but there have been games before in the past where they did get international releases and they weren't in the English Nintendo Direct. It's like, why wasn't this in the English Nintendo Direct? It was in the Japanese one, and then later the game comes out and it's like, it's in English. You can play it in English. What the heck, man? So, hard to say. Some of these may come out in English. Some of them may not come out in English. Why they didn't all pop up in the other thing may vary. Oh, this was also marvelous, so tying with the Xseed stuff. Familiar. Yeah, it is pretty odd. It's kind of strange. Okay, so a lot of people from social media, I saw this earlier, thought this was going to be a new Mystical Ninja starring Goemon game. But it might actually be made by the people who originally made that game, but they're no longer with Konami. So they can't actually call it Mystical Ninja starring Goemon because, you know, Konami, copyrights and stuff. But aesthetically, it's matching up pretty well. Hopefully this comes out to the West, too, at some point, then. It looks pretty interesting. He looks just like Goemon, almost. Like that guy. Like Goemon. Mystical Ninja. And it also has a Mecha Battle like Mystical Ninja. I can't believe it's not Mystical Ninja. No, Magical Shinobi, yeah, Magical Shinobi Goemon. Clearly. Magical Shinobi Mongo. Yes. What was that game? It didn't even get like a little transition screen. It just went right into it. Return. Back. Again, this wasn't in the English one. They probably said it in the Japanese title, but I wasn't paying attention to it, but... legit! It looks like a good success. Oh, there's the title. There you go. I can't believe it's not Goemon. Great value Mystical Ninja Goemon. Yes. If you're not familiar with the Mystical Ninja Goemon series, go check it out. It's actually a pretty good adventure series / platformer, depending on which one you get. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. They got RPG style. They also got platform style. It's very fun. You understand the Squid Kids. Again, we'll pick up Splatoon 3 sometime in the future, just not an option for me at the moment. Too many games releasing. I want to play it with my friends, but I couldn't get Splatoon 3 because I had to get other games I was interested in at the moment. Yeah, everybody's saying that the Mystical Ninja Goemon game's successor, they were calling it a successor because it's made by a lot of the former team who worked on it previously. So, that has been confirmed. They can't get the copyright from Konami, but it is a successor. Yes. Continuing, though. Splatoon. Japanese narration for Splatoon. Oh, we're gonna hear Japanese Detective Pikachu? Jazzy Japan. Let's hear how Japanese Detective Pikachu's gruff voice translates.
ティム君、そして相棒のピカチュウ、君たちは理想の探偵コンビだよ。
理想は探偵の基本だからな。
遊んでないで調べてよ。
Just like my animes.
日はお預けだな。この事件には裏がありそうだな。お、今日は朝入りか。
Again, that voice coming out of Pikachu is the whole thing. Mewtwo.
俺はピカチュウ。自分で言うのもなんだが、名探偵だ。誰かいたらコーヒー入れてくれ。
Japanese Pikachu asking for coffee.
完全新作帰ってきた名探偵ピカチュウをご覧いただきました
Getting Hey You Pikachu vibes from
コー
this.
ヒーは相変わらず好きなようでしたね。
Well, it's a sequel to Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu Returns. They changed up the art style. They had it more cartoony before, but they're going for a more realistic look for this time around. Maybe some response after the movie with, you know, Ryan Reynolds. I don't like that voice coming out of that mouse. Have you heard the English voice? Here, look, I'll go play the English one again. Hold on. Again, it's pretty crazy. If you hear the gruff Detective Pikachu in the other one, hold on. Where are you? Where are you? After Splatoon. Here's the English one again. Hold on.
Coffee.
Okay, here we go. Dial it back. Here's the English one again one more time. I'm looking up some facts about the Japanese Nintendo Direct that other people might have missed. You missed this trailer in English? Oh yeah, here's the English one. Go watch it. I'm hydrating.
To promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Rhyme City,
I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week.
Tim Goodman. Pikachu. You two are the ideal detective duo.
Disguises are a key part of detective work.
Quit goofing off and investigate.
So much for my coffee.
Something tells me this is just the beginning.
A light roast today, huh?
And Detective Pikachu voice. It's crazy. Slowpoke with a hat.
There is something the two of you must know.
Mewtwo, based on our deductions.
That dang green dude Mewtwo?
Isn't it? A bolt of brilliance. The name's Pikachu, and I'm what you might call a great detective.
It's because he's a hard-boiled detective Pikachu. He's not your ordinary Pikachu. Again, it's also pretty interesting how we got, you know, the gruff Pikachu voice back again for this game, because it's a direct sequel to the game, which then showed up in the movie, based it off the first plot of the first game, but they went with Ryan Reynolds as the voice for Detective Pikachu, but then that kind of went dormant for a while, so it's crazy seeing that actual direct Detective Pikachu sequel. I hope the first game also gets a port sometime on the Switch, or the Switch successor or something, because the first game, more people didn't play the first game, but that's locked on the 3DS, and not too many people are keen on getting back on the 3DS train. But that story's not too far off from the movie, so I guess you could watch the first Detective Pikachu movie and then play this one. But, I don't know, it's a whole thing. Anyway, they got some things they have to talk about.
I sure wish somebody would bring me some coffee.
That was Detective Pikachu Returns.
Sounds like they're trying to go for a Will Internet voice. You know, a lot of people wanted Danny DeVito to voice Detective Pikachu. If you ever saw, like, why would Danny DeVito voice Detective Pikachu? That's because that's how he sounded in the games, man. But, yeah, no, I can see Will Internet doing it. I think it's Kaiji Tang did the voice. He's a voice actor. He did some stuff for Fire Emblem as well. He did the voice for him in the first game. I think it might be him for the sequel, but I have to double check on that. Yeah, the Pikachu voice is the gun shop owner for Persona 5. Exactly. Exactly.
Looks like he still loves coffee.
What cases will Tim and this
And they also made Tim look a little bit more realistic. He looked a little more like a cartoon kid in the first game.
Looks like he still loves coffee.
They went for, like, time skip Tim over here. Changed his hairstyle. Made him look a little bit more realistic instead of cartoony.
Will Tim and this tough-talking Pikachu solve together?
Interesting.
More info will be revealed in the future. Next, please take a look at this.
Oh, yeah, that was that one. Let's see how the Japanese one handles this info. Oh, also more video game announcement stuff. Young Yeah will be doing the English dub voice of Kazuma Kiryu and Like a Dragon Gaiden and 8. Huh. Neat. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He talked about a lot of like again tying back to the Metal Gears, but he used to do a lot of Metal Gear Theory videos for Metal Gear Solid 5, and now he's doing a lot of voice acting stuff these days. Did some stuff for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well. So hey, all power to him. A lot of video game news releasing today. Ah, that music is hitting me right in the nostalgia. Which, again, I have so many questions. How are they gonna handle Kulex? He's supposed to be a Final Fantasy IV SNES villain in the world of Mario, because this game was also made by Square Enix. Are they gonna keep him like a two-dimensional sprite? Are they gonna make him like modern Final Fantasy style with super HD 3D or full proportions? Is he gonna know that he's in a remake instead of the original game? How are they gonna handle Kulex? That's what I want to know. He better still have his Final Fantasy music as well. He had his Final Fantasy IV battle theme and his Final Fantasy victory music. Again, if you didn't know, there's a hidden boss in Super Mario RPG. You gotta like look it up to figure out how to unlock him to fight him. But Kulex is more or less a dimensional traveler from Final Fantasy IV who made a cameo as a boss in Super Mario RPG. And he's like the toughest boss in the game because he's directly from Final Fantasy instead of Super Mario RPG. So what I want to know is, how are they going to handle Kulex? Some people are saying they're just going to keep him as they're going to keep him as a SNES sprite with the original graphics, and maybe he remembers the original Mario RPG, or are they gonna like give him the Square Enix treatment of the HD, 2D HD pixel remastered style, where his background and stuff are in like 3D, or like, are they gonna make him full modern Final Fantasy villain with full 3D rendered out and super huge and whatnot? Replace him with Sephiroth. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be also kind of relevant with that, but no, I want to see what they do with Kulex. Maybe they'll do more stuff. Maybe they got some more things. Maybe they could do other Final Fantasy cameos besides Kulex, because this is a remake. They could do more things than they did in the original. Who knows? Maybe Kulex brought a whole party with them or something. Or maybe they'll have a Kulex 3 phases. He'll go, like, between original 2D SNES sprite into HD pixel mode, and then into full-on new Final Fantasy 3D villain. That'd be cool. Kulex with phases. If he changes dimensions and stuff as you're fighting him, that'd be a pretty cool fight. I don't know. I'll have to see how that turns out, but still, very excited for this. Looking pretty good. The only thing I gotta say is, like, I'm not entirely sold on that UI, though. Look at that UI. It's still kind of plain, if you ask me, compared to the original, UI you had with Mario RPG. I hope there's, like, different patterns or, like, UI you could replace that with. I know it's more modern and clean, but come on, give me the classic UI, the old... Give me the old SNES menus. Well, everything else is in 3D. Playing for Paper Mario Remastered, so I think this game has to be sold. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully if this does well, we'll get other classic Mario remasters in RPG land. Honestly, you could also bring some of the more Mario Luigi games to Switch. That'd be great, too. I know the company went out of business recently, but I'm pretty sure they could give it a fresh coat of paint or some kind of HD thing going on here. I mean, come on, they did this thing with the Square Enix, so who knows? So crazy seeing 3D Geno! And not like a Smash Bros costume, but actual Geno, man! Good.
スーパーファミコンで発売したスーパーマリオ RPG がグラフィックを一新して蘇ります。
当時遊ばれた方もまだ遊んだことがないという方もマリオシリーズの最初の RPG タイトルをプレイしてみてはいかがでしょうか。
小泉さん、ご覧いただいたのはマリオが主役のタイトルでしたが、これだけじゃないんです。
どういうことですか？
では少しだけ。
And the stuff with Peach again.
ご覧いただいているのはピーチ姫が主役の完全新作タイトルです。
Japanese narration.
ステージにある特別な場所に行くと、
おや？
Just see how this game goes.
あら、どうなっちゃうんですか？
今回はここまでです。詳しい内容は改めてお伝えしますが、小泉さん、これだけじゃないんですよ。
And then they confirm again, like, Luigi's Mansion here for the second game, which was on 3DS. You can tell because they're still using the 3DS footage because the frame rate's not up to snuff there, but they're still got some kinks to work out because the frame rate's still 3DS frame rate. That's like 24 frames per second on average for 3DS games. Not even a full 30. But that was back then because, you know, it was a handheld thing. This is converting it to Switch, so hopefully by the time it comes out, it's okay. What I'm really curious to see is if they eventually decide to do a re-release of Luigi's Mansion 1. Because this is Luigi's Mansion 2. They're taking for the 3DS and bringing it over to the Switch. I want to see if they decide to bring Luigi's Mansion 1 to the Switch. But if it'll be based off the GameCube version, if it'll be based off the 3DS version, if it's going to be like a classic thing where they just put it on their system and it's just directly from the GameCube and you play it on the Switch. I have a lot of questions because they converted a lot of things from the GameCube game to work on the 3DS for like widescreen and some touchscreen stuff, some other crazy things. So if they were to bring it over to Switch, what are they going to do? Is it going to be like a new port, a new remaster, or like a new thing? If they decide to do Luigi's Mansion 1. Because it'd be kind of crazy, because again, it was a GameCube game, and we remade it for 3DS, and now we're remaking it again for Switch. Converting it all over. Or would they just go directly from the source, and then we get the GameCube one, convert that for Switch and widescreen and HD and whatnot? Or would they go to the GameCube, to the 3DS, to the Switch? It's a whole thing to think about. But this one, all you gotta do is 3DS from Switch, because that's number 2.
再びの活躍にご期待ください。
どちらのタイトルも2024年に発売予定です。
マリオリン、ピーチ姫、そしてルイージとマリオファミリーのタイトルがいろいろ出るんですね。
これらのタイトルにぜひご期待ください。それではヘッドラインをご覧ください。
言葉を奪われた世界の物語。
And again, there's this game that's actually tied to Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon. Like a Rune Factory spinoff. Wait, the cows were earlier than I thought. The cows are there. The Harvest Moon / Story of Season cows. The bubble cows. In anime form. There they are, right there. Dude. I thought I saw them earlier when they were doing the gameplay, but no, the cows were already there. I didn't notice them until... Again, this is why we do the replay. Some people are like, oh, this looks like a nice fantasy game, but then you freeze frame, and they're like, oh my god, it's actually tied to Rune Factory / Story of Seasons. / what used to be called Harvest Moon. Yeah, Silent Hope secretly being a spin-off of, like, Rune Factory and Story of Seasons. The cows. The cow connection is what gave it away. And I suppose the chickens, too. The chickens are also the same chickens from that farming game, but... It's crazy, because, like, there's nothing new with farming, except for the cows. Again, the anime cuts are pretty good. Boom Factory and Story of Seasons, and we used to call it Harvest Moon, then this may be up your alley. Good old dungeon crawling. I was already interested in this because it's a good old dungeon crawler with crafting weapons and stuff, but now that I know it's connected to like Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon / Rune Factory, I'm even more interested. Cows! Oh, there's the farming. And blacksmithing. Interesting. Then you get to hear the Japanese track instead of the English track, which I'm pretty sure you have options for that in the actual release. English dub or Japanese dub, you have choices between the two. It has a completely different name in Japanese? Whoa, wait a minute. Frederica is what they call it in Japanese, but in English, it's a different title. In English, it's Silent Hope. So is Frederica one of the main characters? Is that it? Is the ancient slumber, the girl, the special character, is her name Frederica? They named it after her, but to get more appeal for the Western audience, they changed the title to Silent Hope? I mean, it makes sense. They do that a lot. I enjoyed the chibi aesthetic to go for the graphics. Yeah, no, the chibi aesthetic is pretty good. And again, also, they also had some chibi designs for Harvest Moon / Story Seasons original series. Because again, don't play the new Harvest Moons. They're not actual Harvest Moons. The real Harvest Moon, the one that you're familiar with, is actually called Story of Seasons. But they had to do something with copyrights and legal stuff. It's a whole thing. You can go Google it. But it's also tied in with Rune Factory as well, too. So this is like a spin-off of a spin-off. So it's like a... Because Rune Factory was called Rune Factory, a Harvest Moon spin-off or something like that. Just having Rune Factory, so Rune Factory being a spin-off of Story of Seasons. So you get Story of Seasons, then you get Rune Factory as the battle monster farming action game involving the usual tropes you find in Story of Seasons. And then I got this one, which is a dungeon crawler spin-off, which takes the dungeon aspect of Rune Factory and make it more of a forefront, and you're doing blacksmithing and a little bit of farm stuff in there, but the dungeon crawling is the main aspect of this. So yeah, no, I might be interested in Silent Hope. Again, me just focusing on those Harvest Moon, those Story Seasons, those Rune Factory cows. I like how that's how I found the connection, through the cows. Not through the story, but through the cows. Oh, boomerang hacks. Make Fake Farm look more action-y than in the English trailer. I think this trailer is actually different. It's the same game as the English trailer, but they make it look more interesting in this trailer, I think. I had to double check later, but it might be the same trailer. I don't know, but it seems more action-y in this. Maybe it's the Japanese narrator doing it for me. Okay, this is another one that wasn't in the English title, the English direct. But I think this is one of those. I'm kind of familiar with this Boardwalk Street game that they had. There's another official name for it, but it's a board game, a Japanese board game converted into video game form. Actually, not a bad board game if you know how to play. I had a friend play like a translated version of like the series. It's not bad. The game of life. Oh, hello.
New type gained.
The ads keep cutting off the trailers. Haha, less than 3.
Thank you, Apostate Gaming, for the sub. Much appreciated. I feel that. I feel that. That's I mentioned this to people before, but if you want that ad-free experience, the cool perks on Discord, and all of, you know, all these emotes right here, feel free to throw down that sub. Again, nobody's obligated to do so, but it is very, very, very appreciated. And thank you for throwing that sub. You have fully awakened your psychic abilities. You are now a new type as part of the JakatoX. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy the emotes and ad-free experience. Also, with that being said, again, for those not in the know, we do have our subathon still going for this month. So that means we are only 2 subs away from reaching our next subathon goal, as seen in the tweet. Wait, subathon. There you go, subathon. I forgot to put the A. There you go. 2 subs away from reaching the next goal. For me and a couple other folks in the call have to do solid snake voice for over an hour, huh? But yeah, no, we were very close to doing it. I'm not sure if we'll get all the goals by the end of the month, but yeah, no, we are only 2 away from reaching the next goal, so maybe we'll get that goal. Let me actually update the thing, because technically with that sub, as seen on the bottom bar, it should be 13. We need to get to 15 subs, which includes gift subs, prime subs, and direct subs, new subs, all the different subs. We only need 2 more away to reach the next goal. So let me update that real quick. Where is that? There you are. Let me update the goal because that's 13, no longer 12. There you go. Update. Boop. We're updated. It's gonna move up in a moment. Hold on. Starting about 13. There you go. And update this. And bam. Oh, wait, I gotta be full year 2020. Yeah, we're in the year 2023. There you go. Okay, there you go. 13. Bam. Oh, you checking out the other sub goals? Yeah, we got a lot of, you know, I haven't brought this up in a minute. You know, no, we got a hot second. Let me bring up the subathon goal list one more time. Where is it? No, not that one. Not that one. I got a subathon. Nope, that's from another thing. Where did I put that image for the subathon? I can bring it up on here. Hold on a second. One of these places, I placed it. If I can't find it, I'll just paste a new one. I gotta organize my stream layout. Where are you? Scooby-Dooby-Doo. One moment. Then we get back to the board game. Huh. Where did I place that? I gotta also label them better. Because some of the stuff I got, the thing, and like I'm supposed to know what the thing is, and then like, oh, that's the thing. Okay, here we go. Subathon goals. Gotta find those again one more time. One more time. I just realized one of my drives was not plugged in. Huh. I gotta plug that back in later. That's why I can't find it. Huh, maybe that's part of the reason why I had tech issues earlier. One of my drives are not popping up. But, you know, I'll just bring up the tweet. I'll bring up the tweet. I'll worry about those drives later. But let me just... I'll text. I'll talk about them. 1 second. Bringing up the tweet. Bringing up the tweet. We're bringing up a tweet. We're showcasing the tweet in a moment. I'll tell you in a second what those tweets are. Okay, yes. So we're only 2 subs away from reaching chat. Makes everyone in call for Solid Snake for over an hour. So in this instance, if we do get those 2 extra subs to reach that next stream goal, it won't be this stream. We'll do a specific stream where, like, we started off, like, from the beginning, everybody in the call, including me, Jerry64, and PA World 15, all of our friends will be in the call too. Not this stream, but we'll reserve it for a stream where we're all together, and then we have to do Solid Snake voice for over an hour. Should we get those extra 2 subs? That's for 15 subs. 20 subs, you gotta make me do another math quiz. I'm terrible at math. Everybody knows how much I hate math. I'm terrible at math. So, yeah, that would be our next goal right there. Jakato has to do math quiz. Would be 20 subs. Now, 25 subs, what you're saying, oh, I wanted you to get to 25. I would have to forcibly play Metal Gear Survive. The one Metal Gear game I said I would not play, because I have so many mixed opinions and feelings about that game, especially Konami making that cash grab game and stuff. So, yeah, no, if we ever get to 25 during the subathon, which I suppose will go on until the end of the month, which is getting pretty close, yeah, I'll have to play that. I'll have to force it. I'll have to bump it up on my schedule. I'll have to play it on stream, actually play through the game. A good portion. I can't just be like, we played it for 1 hour and I'm done. No, I can't do that. I have to play it for my usual stream length, which is a whole thing, for sure. 30 subs, me, Jerry, and PA, and the viewers will have to fight each other in a multiplayer game. Yes, me, Jerry, and PA will be part of a team, and all the viewers in this multiplayer game will have to fight each other. It could be something like Halo, or Mario Kart, or something. We'll have to divide the teams around a bit. But, yeah, we'll do a multiplayer game where we're all together on a team, and you guys have to fight us. 40 subs is chat votes for a Wednesday game for PA, Jerry, and Jakato. That means you guys decide on a multiplayer game. The other one, we'll pick out the multiplayer game. This one, you guys vote on a multiplayer game we have to play. Even if it's something like, I don't know, like Lunch Lady or more Operation Raccoon City or something crazy or whatever. That's a whole thing we have to do. It could be a good game or a bad game. You guys get to vote on that. 50 subs would be PA, Jerry, and Jakato have to watch a live-action Resident Evil, which we are not a big fan of because it's the exact opposite of the games. Not at all our kind of stuff. We would not want to be dealing with that as much if given the choice. Yes. Yes. But, yes, that is what's going on with that one. Where else are we? Oh, yes. 75 subs. I break out good drinks. We have a drinking stream of sorts. Should we reach that goal? Again, not very likely, but possibility. And, of course, 100 subs. Should we ever get to that goal? The whole Smash Potash crew will have to play Metal Gear Survive with me. They're firstly going to have to play it with me. And, yeah, that's going to be a whole thing. So they'll have to share my pain and play the game with me. And that'd be a whole thing. Because that game is up to 4 players. So we'll have to bump that up on their schedules and have to play Metal Gear Survive. But again, not sure if that would happen. That's just our goals on there. Whatever goals we get, we'll have to get. Maybe we'll reach the 15 goal. Maybe we'll reach the 20. I don't know. We'll see. They're there. If we reach there, no guarantees we'll reach any of those goals. We're still only 2 goals away. Two subs. Actually, 2 subs away from reaching our next goal, which, of course, is the 15 subs. But we'll just have to see if we reach it. But anyway, back to Japanese board game over here. Japanese board game be doing a thing. Yes? We'll dial it back a little bit. There you go. Get a little bit farming action. Oh, a lot of people are saying the return of Big Yoshi's coming in the Mario RPG remake, yeah. I'm pretty sure Jerry will be happy about that. Yeah, not a very bad game. They've made these virtual versions of this game on multiple platforms before. If you ever play it English translated, it's not bad. The Pigeon Battle Royale game is real.
30人のプレイヤーで行うのは生き残りをかけたリズムゲーム。最後の1話をかけて戦うゲームを紹介します。司令官の動きを正しく再現して生き残れ。イエスコマンダー。パチンコを使ってノーミス演奏を目指せ。ファーストピアノシューター。
First piano shooter, not FPS, first piano shooter.
To the Sky など全20種類以上。
Japanese announcer really does some wonders for this game.
ノリノリの鳩になって1位を目指せ。ヘッドバンガーズリズムロイヤルは
Headbangers!
31日配信。
Nice.
世界が
See, they got the box. Why didn't we get the box symbol? They got the box in the Japanese version of the trailer.
敵から身を潜め任務を遂行するメタルギアシリーズのマスターコレクションが登場。収録内容を一挙ご紹介。
Same footage though.
24時間以内にテロリストを排除せよ。メタルギアソリッド。
They go with encounter as the theme for this.
水陸両用新型メタルギアの
Nope,
行方を
dead cell.
メタルギアソリッド2サンズ・オブ・リバティ。任務は最愛の人を殺すこと。
Fight in some Shagohods.
スネーク・イーター。そしてシリーズの原点となるメタルギア続編メタルギア2。ファミコン版の
Like that, the Famicom version.
海外でのみ発売されたスネークズ・リベンジ。
Snake's Revenge.
映像作品としてデジタルコミックメタルギアソリッドバンドデシネ。
Yeah, the Japanese version of the digital comics.
さらに各タイトルのシナリオブック。
I actually think they changed it a little bit different than the Japanese one, because in the Japanese version of this, they're showing Snake and the boss on the side there, but I think in the English one of this menu, they have Snake doing the salute from the re-release, the stuff from Substance and Subsistence. Hold up. Differences between the English Direct and the Japanese Direct are still existent. Yeah, get out of that Just Dance. We don't need that Just Dance. Japanese Direct don't have no Just Dance. Why don't you need your hundreds of songs? Yeah, get back over here. Get back over here.
Enjoy the games that started the series. Metal Gear.
Okay, I'm seeing the thumbnail. It is different. It's different. The menus are different. English and Japanese covers have different stuff.
Character info. Strategy guides for each game. It includes screenplay book.
Yeah, there's a spoiler. Because look, hold on a second. Yep, there's the digital graphic novel again.
The first Metal Gear Solid digital graphic novel and its sequel.
There's the digital graphic novel. But we get over here, we got Snake doing the salute. But we go back to the Japanese one. It's Snake and the boss. What is happening here? The differences are real.
その続編。さらに各タイトルのシナリオブック、キャラクターの解説や攻略情報を収録したマスターブック。
They still got the translation in there. That's cool. The music's in English though.
メタルギアソリッドマスターコレクションボリューム1は。
And Volume 1 implying we'll get the other volumes also on Nintendo, maybe. Let's see, 7,480 yen, so that's like... Wow, Japanese prices. Close to like... Almost, a little bit less. Almost, $75. Of course, Japanese prices, that's not the price increase that we've been feeling. That's just, you know, Japanese prices in general have always been more expensive than The Western release.
ダイレクト終了後、予約受付を開始。もうすぐ発売、ソフトラインナップ。
That wasn't in the English Direct either. What is this? Oh, a little showcase of different games. Ghost Trick. Why do we get this showcase? Yeah, these are the games coming up soon. How come we didn't get this in our Direct? Cry Machina. Wonderful One, After School, Hero, son of a Wonderful 100. 101. How come we didn't get that blurb? And here's Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, but in Japanese they said specifically Dragon Quest Monsters 3. Hey, we didn't get that scene in the English one. They're doing more cutscenes we didn't get in the English one. Way more to the story. This is a completely different cut than the English reveal trailer. We didn't get any of these story bits in the English Direct. Come on, man. What are you doing, Nintendo? Oh, they're solo. Okay, this is gameplay, which is still different gameplay than we got from the English one. Yeah, they did a completely different cut for the Japanese Direct. Big slime.
Dragon Quest Monsters シリーズ最新作ドラゴンクエストモンスターズ3魔族の王子とエルフの旅2023年魔界の旅が始まる。
ご覧いただいたのはスクエア・エニックスさんのドラゴンクエストモンスターズ3魔族の王子とエルフの旅です。主人公のピサロが魔族の王になるまでにどんな道のりが待ち受け
So let me go back for a second there. Dragon Quest Monsters 3. That's what they're officially calling it in Japan, but they dropped the number for us. Also, the release date's different than I think in the Western one. When's it coming out in the West? Did they advertise that sooner or later? I forget. No, it might have been sooner. Sooner than later. There you go. Completely different logos. And there's Solo from Dragon Quest IV again. Yeah, the cut they did here is completely different. December 1st, 2023. And... okay, so same release date. Completely different subtitle and logo. Completely different. Man. Again, those differences. It's the small differences that really get you on these two different directs.
Dragon Quest Monsters 3魔族の王子とエルフの旅です。主人公のピサロが魔族の王になるまでにどんな道のりが待ち受けているのか。今後の続報をお待ちください。
続いては不思議な生き物が登場するあのタイトルの続報です。
All right, let's see the Japanese information on Pikmin.
新人レスキュー隊員のあなたがたどり着いたのは
Oh, that narrator's got more reverb than the other one.
そこで出会ったのは不思議な生き物ピクミンと
See, the Japanese narration seems to be matching towards the types of games here, while they got like the same guy doing all the narrations for the English Direct. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I just find it interesting how they change up the narration style depending on which game it is. Interesting that they change up the narration depending on the game and the style. In the Japanese one. Well, they still have this kind of voice for the English Nintendo Direct. A bit. It's all in the cadence.
ピクミンと一緒に運んだり、通れない道も、進めない水辺でも、この通り。凶暴な原生生物に立ち向かうことだってできます。そして落ちているお宝を集めれば、宇宙船のレーダーが回復して探索できるエリアも広がっていきます。
Who built those building blocks? It's still a mystery.
地下は地上とは全く異なる世界が広がっています。謎の仕掛け、未知の原生生物、新たなお宝を発見することができるでしょう。そして遭難者が助けを待っているかもしれません。おや？頭に葉っぱの生えた何者？
And why does that guy look like Olimar? That's my question. Seems like a mixture between Pikmin and Olimars.
遭難者をかけ、彼らとのバトルが始まります。
Where's the real Olimar?
ピクミンやオッチに段取りよく指示を出して、制限時間内に
So many questions about the Pikmin verse.
運べば勝利となります。遭難者を救助していくことで、宇宙船のあるキャンプではできることが増えていきます。オッチンを訓練してスキルを覚えさせたり、探索を快適にする装備やアイテムを開発したり、さらには普段は行けない夜の探索にも出向けるようになるのです。
Those night missions. Night raid.
原生生物が凶暴化する危険な夜。夜にだけ現れる光ピクミンとの出会いが待っています。貴重なエキスが取れる。
Yeah, okay, so for the Pikmin stuff here, for the most part, it seems like the same as the English one. There's not real differences between what they showed for the English one and what they showed for the Japanese one, for the most part, I'd say. The only real difference is the narration. But for the other sequences, there's been a lot of things in the Japanese showcase, not in the English showcase, or alternative footage or gameplay for a lot of games. So, interesting. Same release date as Japan that we have in the West. Good, good.
夜にまで冒険が及ぶようです。皆さんの指示でぜひピクミンを導いてあげてください。
そしてピクミン1、ピクミン2についてお知らせがあります。
And that's the announced that they released a digital one of this, but again, like, I don't know why they didn't mention, like, technically cheaper to get it as a bundle, but I don't know why in the Nintendo Direct they did not mention that this is getting a physical release. People had to look online to say, hey, it says there's a physical release. Why didn't they mention that in Nintendo Direct? Why is it taking all the way for September to get the physical release? Like when Metroid Prime Remastered got a physical release, it was only like a week or so later. But this is like several months. Why does it take, let's see, it's the end of June now, so June, July, August, September. Why is it taking 4 months to release Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 as a re-release? Physically. They knew that was happening. It would happen a lot sooner.
そして6月29日にはピクミン4の発売に先駆けて
stuff to show for the Japanese Direct.
配信します。ピクミンをプレイしたことがないという方でも
The Pikmin stuff showing up a lot sooner than it did in the English one.
プレイしていただければと思います。
Time code wise.
それではヘッドラインをご覧ください。
The Source the info on that. And here we go, the Persona Tactics stuff showing up towards the end of the Japanese Direct versus being right at the beginning for the English, the Western Nintendo Direct. Weird how that works out. Because they showed that like at the start for the English version.
心の怪盗団が迷い込んだ異世界。
異世界
軍のリーダーを名乗るエルと共に王国を支配する強敵たちに挑む。
It's a Persona 異世界。
単性のバトルでは状況を見極めて近接や射撃、ペルソナ攻撃を使い分けて行動することが重要となる。敵をダウンさせるともう一度行動できるワンモア。
One more。
そして敵を囲むと発動する新たな攻撃。トライバングルで一網打尽。
I think the footage for here is also the same that they had. Difference being, you know, UI stuff. But other than that, for the most part, it seems to be the same footage that they showed for the English one. For the Persona stuff here.
革命家エルの目的とこの異世界の真実とは。心の怪盗団による革命劇が今始まる。
Of course, Japanese dub for the characters.
タクティカは11月17日発売。
Also same release day, so a lot of games being released worldwide same day. Doing Vampire Survivor here. Huh. Not bad.
操作は移動のみ。攻撃は自動で行われる。最初はたやすく倒せる敵も時間とともに数が増え手強くなっている。敵を倒すと手に入る宝箱やレベルアップで装備とステータスを強化。自分好みのキャラクターを育てていく。そして本作は最大4人で協力してプレイすることも。一人でもみんなでも30分間生き残れ。Vampire Survivors は
Vampire Survivors. Not a bad game for like $5. $5 to $7 depending on when you get it, whether it's on sale or not. Very addicting. Got more of a country farm music going on for Manic Mechanics compared to the English one. Yeah, it does kind of look pretty cool. Oh, here's something that wasn't in the English one either. More board gaming. And tied in with those board games and Fortune Street and all that jazz. Yeah, if you're able to play them and know what's going on, then they're pretty fun, actually. But that ain't coming out in the West. Because as far as I know, none of the other ones did. Not too much. They got the Fate trailer? How come we didn't get the Fate trailer in the US one, man? Fate Samurai! Those familiar with Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Series, all that stuff. UFO Double. Nasu. Fate Grand Order. Melty Blood. All part of the same verse. Yeah, that Type Moon. Because this game is coming to the West, so why wasn't this in the US Direct? Koei Tecmo's even working on it, man. It should have been in the US Direct, dude. Like, come on, man. Fate Samurai Remnant. Has a tied to Fake Rain. Well, everything with Type Moon is tied into Fake Rain one way or another, because they're all part of the same multiverse shenanigans stuff going on there. But they're all connected. They're different universes. You don't necessarily have to know everything, but they're all connected one way or another. And this is looking really good because it's got like some Dynasty Warriors stuff going on with the Koei Tecmo, but also Fate first, and then all the history stuff going on there with Musashi and samurais and command spells. That should have been in the Western. That should have been in the that should have been in the Western Nintendo Direct. Because it's already confirmed we're getting that Fate game in the West. Why wasn't that in the showcase? What's so cool? It should have been in the showcase, exactly. And here's that Mario Kart news, which we, you know, that's globally. We all got that. Double Dashu. Mario Kart 7 から花ちゃん。Mario Kart Tour からKamek. Oh, they have the box art comparison of Super Mario RPG versus the original rendered out with the 3D, the old 3D models of Mario RPG versus the new ones. They recreated it in the same white box art. That's fun. The new box art's a newer version of the old box art. Here's the stuff for Star Ocean. So far, looking like the same trailer that they had for the English one, but, you know, the Japanese narrator. Still looking really good. I want to get this game. I love Star Ocean. Very underrated JRPG. Mixing tropes of outer space anime and isekai and magic and technology. Really good series. Newer games, not too much into, but the older games were really great. And it's cool that they're bringing back the original voice cast for the English dub to do new lines and stuff. And they also have both voice casts. They have the original PlayStation voice cast, and they got the you know, slight remake cast as well. So if you have a preferred English track or Japanese track, you can choose between all three different audios. It's pretty nice. Okay, some alerts on Discord over here. One moment.
Star Ocean Second Story R は11月2日発売。もうすぐ発売。ソフトラインナップその2。Mickey and Friends が
Mickey and Friends? Oh yeah, they talked about this before in a previous direct, but surprised. Yeah, no, like that's Disney. They don't want to play that Disney tax.
ひと夏の物語。夏もん20世紀の夏休み。トリックを決めながら街中にグラフィティを描く。
Very Jet Set Radio, Jack Ryan Radio. See the Stars. That's a good RPG coming out. Crowdfunded. Oh, and Summon the Amigo, also really good. Maraca Monkey. Again, like I feel like the Japanese one had more of the hey, here's a bunch of games coming out soon. They had these like big brief blurbs on games that wasn't in the English one. Like how come they get all these highlight release stuff, but we didn't? Even though a lot of the games are showing these highlights, we're getting them as well. These Somebody to Amigo, Sea of the Stars, like all that stuff, the Disney one especially, like that's all coming to the West, so I'm surprised that wasn't in the Direct for the Western one. Kind of weird. Fightin' Kaitos! We're getting that too! Why wasn't that in our Direct? Oh, there's the Wario. That we did get. We did get that one. We are getting this one. I'm not much of a groove guy, so I like the WarioWare games, but I don't like exercising. I'm supposed to be sitting on my couch doing things. But the Mario 64 references are pretty cool. Like Wave Race. Yeah, look at that, Mario 64, but WarioWare. You mean actual Rune Factory, Rune Factory, or are you talking about the one we were talking about earlier? Silent Hope, which is actually part of the Rune Factory / Story of Seasons verse because of the cow connection. And the chickens being the same. Because they showed the thing during the Nintendo Direct, made by the same people. Or in the Japanese one, they call it Frederica. I don't know why they call it Frederica in Japanese, but call it Silent Hope in English. The joke landed a little bit better in Japanese. Because let me go back. Let me go back. Here's the English one again. Where is that showcase again? You gotta move back. Silent Hope, Silent Hope, Silent Hope. Yeah, I'll play this again. One more time.
A silent hope lies in a
yeah, because this is Rune Factory / Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon adjacent.
One day, a once peaceful realm was silenced by its
they took the dungeon aspects of Rune Factory and made it into its own thing.
Warriors will rise.
Well, blacksmith crafting. Which is funny because Rune Factory was a spin-off of Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons, but then now it's got its own spin-off.
A once peaceful realm was silenced by its king.
The thing that revealed it all, and everybody picking up on how it's a spin-off.
Will rise.
We got the cows. We got the bubble cows. We got the bubble cows. And the chickens, too.
In this action RPG, these heroes bound by fate must work together to explore the abyss
Chibi Style is also pretty good, too.
The secluded king. However, with its ever-changing dungeons and powerful foes, conquering the abyss.
Shared monster list from Rune Factory and
weapons like swords,
the Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons cows.
And more to survive this deadly chasm. After you return to base,
technically the chickens too. You can, yeah, there's the cows. You can see the cows, and then there's the farming. There's the farming.
Repeated forays into the abyss will enable you to grow stronger.
Oh, there's more of the cows right there. That's just a close-up of the cow.
Forge new items. Repeated forays into the abyss will enable you to grow stronger.
Yeah, same cows and chickens. Look at that. It's like, I saw that. It's like, okay, yep, nope, it's connected to Story of Seasons and Rune Factory now. They even include some other Rune Factory references later on, so good stuff. No, I've seen the one you're talking about, but I'm more focused on this one because this is like a spin-off of a spin-off. It's like you had Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons, then you got a spin-off of Rune Factory, which is supposed to be the fantasy version of that game, and then now you got an even more fantasy version of that game as a spin-off. Some really good animation there.
Silent Hope dives onto Nintendo Switch October 3rd.
Yeah, not really sure why they call it Silent Hope in the West, but in the Japanese one they called it Frederica or something. But moving back over here.
突然ですが、この数字が何なのかお分かりでしょうか。
Oh yeah, here's the thing that's also different. I don't know why they didn't showcase this in the Western one, but in the West they talked about how they're doing like a PAX West / convention for Nintendo in the US Nintendo Direct, where they're doing that Amiibo Smash Bros. Tournament. Like over here.
This all-ages celebration is free.
Yeah, they're doing like an Amiibo Smash Bros. Tournament in real life in Seattle in September and stuff. That's what they talked about in this one. But in the Japanese one, which I feel like they still should have had in the US one, they're talking about the 40th anniversary of the original Famicom, which, you know, led into the NES. So I'm surprised they didn't talk about this. They're doing an anniversary celebration for the original Famicom/NES.
通称ファミコンを発売した日、それが1983年
1983
7月15日です。
7/15
7月15日で
July
ファミコン発
15th
売から40年。当時熱中されていた皆さんには
1983
いろいろな思い出があるのでは。
And look at all those games they got here. A lot of games showing up on here. What do we got? Yeah, we got some Metroids. We got some Punch-Out, Golf, Donkey Kong, Ninja Gaiden. Hey, Mega Man's over there and stuff. That's cool. Kunio / River City. That's cool stuff. A lot of different stuff. Kid Icarus.
今年の7月15日で
Some other scary stuff. Castlevanias.
当時熱中されていた皆さんにはいろいろな思い出があるのではないでしょうか。
Ghosting Goblins.
そこで今年の7月15日から1年間はファミコンの
What's the game of the Dark Horse Rider? Ah, that's a deep cut. Might be Nobunaga's Ambition. I have to double check on that. It's been a while. Like I've seen this game before. I've actually maybe even sampled it a bit, but it's been a hot moment since I've thought about this particular NES game. One moment. I saw a thing earlier with all the things listed. Somebody actually did the breakdown of that. Where are ya? Japanese Nintendo Direct. Somebody actually freeze-framed the whole thing, trying to see if I can find it again. Yeah, a lot of people talking about that. Not Mystical Ninja Goemon game again. Man, I should have... Hold on. Yeah, they're celebrating the 40th anniversary, but where's that guy who did the thing? Japanese Direct. Japanese Direct. Where are you? Japanese Direct. Ah, I should have saved it earlier. Huh. One moment. Boop, boop, boop. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay, that's a thing. Somebody did a breakdown. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the list. Of all the games, Hoshino Kirby, Yume no Izumi Monogatari, Kirby's Adventure. Oh, okay, they have the English translation over here. I don't have to do the full thing. Kirby's Adventure, Kid Icarus, Earthbound Beginnings, Gradius, Castlevania, Dig Dug, Goemon. Hey, they actually have Goemon in there, yeah. Ghost and Goblins, Xevious, Ninja Gaiden, Twin Bee, Rockman, Mega Man, River City Ransom, Kunio, the Atlantis game, Mappy, Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest, Excitebike, Final Fantasy, Mario Bros. And Luigi, Bomberman, Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and Blade of Light. Pac-Man, Might Bomb Jack, Bases Loaded, Land, Donkey Kong, Pro Wrestling, Ninja Jajamaru-kun, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. That's what that one is. Yeah, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I remember it now. Yeah, okay, that's what that one is. It was either Romance of the Three Kingdoms or a Nobunaga's Ambition. Yeah, because Romance of the Three Kingdoms is a whole series in Japan as well. Didn't really bring that one over to the West too much, but it did show up sometimes. It did show up sometimes. That is true. Let me bring the stream back up on my phone real quick. Boop dap dap doo. Boop dap 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 dap. Sounded like a Star Fox over there. Yeah, River City Ransom is the Kunio series in Japan.
15日でファミコンは発売から40年。
Yeah, 40th anniversary.
当時熱中されていた皆さんには
Oh, the Famicom, which I got a highlight in the English one, but for some reason it didn't.
そこで今年の7月15日から1年間はファミコンの40周年イヤーとしてマリオやゼルダ
I like they got this mural for like all these sprites here, all those references. Hey, look, there's Goemon. Like I was talking about. And Red Mirror / Firebrand. Ghost of Goblins, Ninja Gaiden, Black Mage, Final Fantasy, Mega Man, Mario, Kirby, Kid Icarus, Earthbound Beginnings, Kid, Link, Metroid, Samus, Luigi, Slime, Excitebike, Xevious. Yeah, lots of references. Donkey Kong, Marth, Bomberman, Pac-Man Ghost, Dig Dug. Yeah, River City stuff.
もう
Mappy.
一つのお知らせです。先月発売したゼルダの伝説 Tears of the Kingdom は
Pretty
大
good.
変多くの方にハイラルの旅をお楽しみいただいており本当にありがとうございます。
Flip.
ソフトの発売と同時にリンクのアミーボを発売しましたがさらに本作に登場するゼルダそしてガノンドロフのアミーボを2023年冬に発売しますのでお待ちください。さて次が最後の映像となります。こちらをご覧く
So
だ
how
さ
do
い。
they handle the one last thing in Japanese? Okay, that power up dude sounded a lot more fun in Japanese. Yahoo! And everything goes crazy. They get the eyeballs. Why does Mario World always have crazy eyeballs on everything? Everything's coming to life. Crazy. Nice. Playable Daisy. Daisy and Peach. What I want to know is the Toad to stand in, like, can you choose Toads or Yoshis, but then how does it handle when there's Daisies? The Daisy's there, does that mean no Yell Toad? What are the rules? Those are all Yoshis. And what is that thing on the bottom right? And what is that creature? So many questions about this new Mario. And Elephant Mario isn't real, he can't hurt you. Oh no, Elephant Mario! Inside the Goombas.
ご覧いただいたのは横スクロールマリオの完全新作スーパーマリオブラザーズワンダーです。
ワンダ
ーフラワーに触れると地形が動き出したり別の姿に変身したりそれまでと状況が一変してしまうんです。
他にも花が喋っていたりデイジーがいたり最後はゾウになったりといろいろありましたが詳細は改めてお伝えしますのでお楽しみに。
今回の任天堂ダイレクトは以上となります。ご視聴ありがとうございました。
All right. So that was the Japanese version of the Direct. Okay. A lot of different stuff with it. A lot of different changes. They really, like a lot of the stuff was the same, but then a lot of stuff was, like, rearranged all over the place. Like the Persona stuff being, like, a half an hour into this Direct versus the other one where it's, like, at the start of the video. Crazy stuff, but I think we did the breakdown of the English one and the Japanese one. Not to the European. No, we're not doing that. I don't think there's anything different in the European one too much, other than, like, Peggy 12 or Peggy 18 versus the regular English one and some other minor stuff. But yeah, no, I hope you guys enjoyed our showcase look. Surprisingly, this went on a little bit longer than I thought it would be, comparing the two different stuff. We really were able to break down as much as we could. We talked about the different details. We talked about UI stuff. We talked about details and more information as it got revealed. But yeah, no, this was a good stream. I hope you had a fun time with the stream. I might be live again later, or joining in on multiplayer with the boys or on the Smash Pataz Discord. So, before we do anything, do not touch that dial just yet. If you want to be a real cool pal, a real good friend of the stream, before you go eat, go sleep, go do what it is you gotta do, watch another stream, whatever it is you gotta do, if you want to be a real cool pal, stick around for what we're about to do, which is the Raid Cast, where we try to find somebody who's live right about now and go ahead and raid them. We have a special raid message that we'll create, and go ahead and raid them and make them feel welcome, and then you go sleep, go eat, do what you gotta do, but do not go anywhere just yet, because we gotta do our little ending spiels before we go on our merry way, because again, we may be live later, I might stream it, I might not stream it, I don't know, we'll have to see, I'll give you all the details, because, yeah, we got multiplayer game night usually today. I will talk about that in just a hot minute, but for those that are curious, if you want to keep up to date with all of our socials, you can catch us on Discord. Our personal Discord is discord.gg/capital MDETK9M. That's discord.gg/capital MDETK9M. You can catch us on Twitter. Twitter.com/JakatoXtra. That's JAKATOXTRA, extra without the E. Twitter.com/JakatoXtra. We got YouTube.com/JakatoXtra for our VOD archives. We also got Twitch.tv/JakatoX, which we did this live on, if you didn't already know, if you're watching the archives on YouTube. We do it on Twitch.tv/JakatoX. We also got a special Amazon links where you get discounts for buying stuff while supporting me IRL, so highly consider checking that too. We got our YouTube too, Red Studios 2 for you for our older YouTube content or edited videos. That's Studios Numerical 2 for capital letter U. What else do we got? We got our stream schedule. We usually stream Monday to Fridays. Mondays being Monday Mailbag Mystery Madness, where we showcase, highlight, play, do what it is we gotta do on Mondays, where if anything was sent to us via the throne, the wish list, or the Steam list, we had to eat, highlight, showcase, unbox, on stream, showcase, take photos, do a lot of different things. If it's food, we gotta eat it. If it's games, we gotta play it. Whether it be good games or bad video games, we're obligated to do stuff with that on Monday Mailbag Mystery Madness. Feel free to take a look at all those lists right there. We got stuff that are only for $1 redo. We got stuff that are for future incentives and stuff. If anything gets sent to us, we'd be a good game or a bad video game. As long as we have the means to play it, we are obligated to play it. Bad games being stuff like Operation Raccoon City or Shaq Fu. Good stuff being Resident Evil 2 Remake or Yakuza series. Tuesdays, we usually play whatever, new games, old games, Xbox games, PlayStation games, Nintendo games, PlayStation games, PC games, action games, stealth, turn-based strategy, racing games, whatever. Variety stuff. We're open for whatever. We do that on whatever we're feeling on the Tuesdays. Wednesdays, of course, is Wacky Whatever Wumbo Wednesday, where we will even wrangle weather together various multiplayer games, which we'll be doing later today, potentially, where we do stuff like Minecraft, Halo, Splitgate, Team Fortress 2, Star Wars Battlefront, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Tabletop Simulator. We played the multiplayer games you guys want to see and play with us with the Smash Battaz crew over on the Smash Battaz Discord, so feel free to join the Smash Battaz Discord, which is a multi-channel Discord, where we do stuff like movie nights. We saw through all the Spider-Man movies, we saw through all the Star Wars movies, we did some classic movie stuff, Dungeons & Dragons, the new movie. We did some movie nights, we do tournaments, like stuff for Smash Bros. And Halo, and a whole bunch of other stuff with Mario Kart, and we do a lot of stuff together. We also review video games over on the Smash Battaz Steam page, so be sure to follow our curator page and review page on that as well. If you don't know what Smash Battaz is, normally, if we're back to our usual schedule, we do Super Smash Bros. Showdown Thursdays, where we do Smash Brothers streams, open lobby, all rule sets, all items, no items, 4-for-all, free-for-all, 2v2s, 1v1s, whatever we're feeling with that. We usually do that for Super Smash Bros. On Thursday. People does Friday Night Fights, and Jerry's before just Smash Saturdays. Friday, Saturday, Sundays, I don't normally stream unless it's a new video game release. We suddenly get the urge to play a game, or we're doing a collab stream, a multi-stream, a co-stream, whatever we're feeling with that. But other than that, we still got our Bit Boss mobile keys, still got a lot of health on them. You can do damage to the last by summon, resummon, get summon, prime summon, direct summon, or direct bits, or the PayPal. Again, nobody's obligated to do so, but it is very much appreciated. As mentioned, we still got our subathon going on, so if you are a sub, we are only 2 subs away from reaching our next subathon goal. We got multiple goals you can do, as mentioned, subathon to see that. If you are a sub, you get the ad-free experience and all these emotes that you see right here. Eventually, you can also unlock these permanent emotes, which do not expire, which you can find right over this way. These emotes. These are those emotes. With that, those are the Bit Badge emotes. Those ones do not expire. Oh, and you get the Smash Ball, too. Those do not expire. You just have to unlock them at certain points. And, of course, we got the free follower emotes. If you want to get some free emotes you can use, we got our follower emotes right over there as well. But, as mentioned, it is now time for the Raid Cast. We're trying to find somebody who's alive right now and go ahead and raid them. If you want to be a real cool pal, real good friend of the stream, then stick around for the Raid Cast. Because you get free Haro tokens, free reward points, which you can use on future reward needs once we revamp the reward button widget on the Twitch chat. Yes. We got lots of raid messages. We got all-inclusive raid messages. Our patented raid message, all cats, which says Pod Champions. We got our second all-inclusive raid message, which is Massive Monkey VTuber raid with monkey emojis. We got Raid Power. We got Super Secret Sneak raid. And, of course, we got Looking Cool Streamer. So all you gotta do is copy one of those raid messages, whatever you're feeling. But usually I like to make a tailored raid message that you guys can copy and paste and highlight, depending on who we're raiding. So let's see who is doing stuff, who is live, who is doing stuff, who can we raid. We're open for suggestions, but we usually check out who's on our friends and follows list first before we decide raiding in. So, let's see. Who is doing stuff today? Who is doing stuff? Who's doing things? Who can we raid right now? Because we can do it in a moment. There are a couple of people live right now, actually. Some people even reacting to the Nintendo stuff. But we are gonna see who's the best one to raid at the moment. So many options. We've got options, I say. Options! I know PA is gonna showcase the Nintendo Direct at some point. The question is, when? Because if he goes live, if PA were to go live, then maybe him. We'll see. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Because otherwise, there's some other people reacting to the Nintendo Direct. There are others reacting to the Nintendo Direct or playing some Ace Attorney. Let's see. Let me see. We got some folks doing things. Who's doing stuff? Huh. Yeah. Alright, I see somebody doing some Pokemons, some Nintendo reacting, so if you want to follow that Nintendo train, we can do with that real quick, so one moment. So let's come up with a raid message. Let's go with an all-inclusive raid message that you guys will be able to do just by copying and pasting what I'm about to put in here. Let's go with surprise face, monkey emojis. We can do with maximum monkey VTuber raid, all caps, 3 exclamation points. Just finished doing a frame by frame breakdown of all the Nintendo Direct announcements, both in the English version and Japanese version, since there were differences in games presented. Saw you live. And we thought you could use a raid. There you go. Exclamations, winky face, more monkey emojis, another surprise face. And I'm gonna do a total tally on here. How long have we been going for? Almost 4 hours here, but combine it with the original part 1 that we had. How long have we been going? How long have we been going for? So, about 4 hours right there. Wow, we've been going for... That's another half hour right there. Almost 5 hours! Wow, okay, yeah. Let's see. So, you just finished doing a... five-hour react and frame-by-frame breakdown. There you go. That's our raid message. Feel free to copy that, highlight it, copy it, post and paste it, depending on if you're on mobile or on regular chat. Let's see who we're raiding. Who are we Lord raiding in? I'm going to refresh my follow list of people that I'm following, and we're going to go raid somebody. Got to make sure also that they're not about to end, because we don't want to raid into a raid. That'd be bad. Oh, hey, a fellow monkey VTuber friend is on right now. Gonna be playing some Power Wash Simulator. Nice. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna go raid DJ Wukong, a fellow monkey VTuber who's doing stuff. Yeah. Actually, we'll slightly alter our message then. Going back. Let's see. I'm gonna change this. Let's saw you, a fellow monkey VTuber live and thought you could use a raid. There you go. Copy and paste this one. We altered it slightly, but it's what we got the raid message. Copy that, highlight it, do what you gotta do with it. Maximum Monkey VTuber Raid just finished doing a 5-hour react frame-by-frame breakdown of all the Nintendo Direct announcements, both English and Japanese versions, since there were differences in games presented. Saw you, a fellow monkey VTuber, live and thought you could use a raid. Yes, perfect. We got this, but thank you all for watching. Like I said, I might be live later today. I might join on something else. Stay up to date with our Twitter. Stay up to date with our Discord, if we're joining in on that. We may or may not stream. I have to see, depending on what we're doing. Maybe live tomorrow with some stuff. Had to see. Totally depends on what happens. I was supposed to make a schedule today, but Nintendo threw it all out the window. But let's get that raid going. The raid going? I gotta double check if the raid's going. Is that raid going? I'm gonna throw it down again. One more time. Okay, may have to put that in there. Hold on. Boop-a-doop-doo. There you go. That should do it. Alright, awesome. So copy that raid message, tell them the raid message, make them feel welcome, then you go sleep, then you go eat, then you go do what you gotta do, catch another stream. But we will see you on the flip side, either later tonight or tomorrow or another stream. Stay up to date. We'll give you updates. But we're about to be raiding in 3, 2, 1, go! Wait for the Twitch delay. There it is. We're raiding now. There's the raid. There it goes. Doing the raid. They're cleaning up the Tomb Raider place. There's the raid. Bam! Thank you all for watching. Twitch.tv/JakatoX, YouTube.com/JakatoX. The hidden code word is so many Square Enix reveals. Say so many Square Enix reveals in the chat, all the comments. Say all the few people who don't know what that means. We'll catch